Yo. It's Grapsody with Will, Phil, and Reg, trying to keep it real instead of what you usually get from these talking heads. It's Grapsody, we're here to fill the void. 3 black fans, different perspective, got to fill your voice. Coming with the podcast, talking majors, indies in between. Yeah, it's all that, and we're down with Fightful, better fall back. Coming for respect, we connect like a ball bat. No need to double check, these are all facts. You're listening to us talk raps. You're listening to us talk raps. Will, Phil, and Reg. Yeah, we're Grapsody, here to talk raps. Yeah, we're Grapsody, here to talk raps.
Welcome. It is I, your favorite low talker in the building. This is Grapsody. I'm Phil Lindsey. Of course, I am here with Righteous Reg. What's going on with you, bro?
In the building, it's your favorite rapper, your favorite writer, your favorite podcaster. It's Saturday morning. It's Grapsody. I'm feeling pretty good. Rap is alive and well, so that's making me happy. It's Oakland, California, sunny. Things are going well. Phil, how are you doing?
I'm good. It does really feel like rap is back. I feel like
Finally, man.
It feels like all of the rappy stuff in earlier this year, that was like a big talking point. You see people actually talking about rap mainstream in a good way, and then the music is hidden. Like the Common album is very, very good. I haven't finished all of it, but very, very good album. I've heard good things about the Eminem album. I haven't listened to it yet.
Yeah, the Common album. I love records that put you in that space, that mood, that feeling, and this record puts you right there. Like, it's boom bap. It's a Righteous Reg record for sure. Boom bap as hell. It's summery vibes. Pete Rock destroyed it on the production. Common is Common. It's exactly what you expect, and I'm so excited that they got together and did that. Really dope album. The Eminem album, I haven't heard it in full, but I have heard some tracks, and
Yeah, you're out here arguing with people already.
I don't want to. I don't want to do this. It's Eminem. It's better than it's not rap god Eminem. He's not doing a gazillion words. He is rapping coherently. He is straight to the point. He is
not
getting
doing a
to
double
it.
time flow.
I mean, of course, he's doing the double time flow, but not excessively like he used to do. And but it's just like, I get it, Phil. Like Eminem, one of the greatest of all time, like everybody says, dude can rap. Technically, there's not a lot of people in rap history that rap better than this guy. But like the content, I just can't get behind. Like, I understand what you're saying. Like, I get it. And cancel culture is prevalent, but ain't nobody trying to cancel you. I feel at this point, like, all your fans love you. They go to war for you. They fight and all this. And like, it seems like there's those like stand-up comedians that are like, we can't do comedy anymore. I can't blah, 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 do this. But they talk more about that than just doing the comedy. Just do the comedy or just do it, whatever you're talking about. Why are you spending so much time saying, you guys are trying to cancel me? You guys can't do, I can't say this. I can't do this. That's what it feels like, you know?
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of the point of the album, of him like making a point of, I could make a Slim Shady album the way I did early in my career today, and this is my attempt at doing it. At least that's what it seems like the concept of it is. I'm of course judging just based off of what I've read about the album, what I've heard. I haven't actually heard the album, but yeah, I'll give it a shot. I haven't heard it though, but I listened to that for some reason. Well, actually, I know the reason, because I watched Genius. I went down this rabbit hole and I was reading all this stuff about Kanye, and I remember people kept telling me, "Man, out of all the albums after Pablo, because that was my cutoff point with
Yep.
Kanye. I was like, Pablo's it." People were like, "Yeah, Kids See Ghosts is one of the best albums out of there." So I listened to it. I was like, "All right." maybe I need to listen to it again, but I didn't.
Okay,
And I listened to it again, and I was like, okay.
So I don't
was
need
alright.
to, because I've been hearing that I'm in the same boat that you are. Like I stopped after Pablo, and everybody's like, "Kitsy Ghost though is the one," blah blah blah, and I'm just like, I hear you. So I'm in the right lane of being like, I'm chill on it.
It's okay. Maybe I missed the hype of it, but it's all right.
Because it was a moment when it happened. When it came out, everybody was like, Kitsy's Ghost, but I was already in that like Kanye, I just can't.
Yeah, I think it was just people were finally excited that him and Cody did an album together. They teamed up with Murakami, and Murakami did the album cover. So it all felt kind of like special and nostalgic, but the music itself, I was sitting there like, it's cool. Yeah.
Again, content. There's something like you could be the best rapper in the world, but if the content doesn't match, then it just doesn't do it for me. It's like wrestling.
The very first song on the album, I was laughing because it seems like it's going in a certain direction, and then all of a sudden we get Kanye making all these gun noises out of nowhere. I was like, huh? And then we get a really good Pusha T verse. I was like, okay, but like there are bits of it where the Kanye stuff, I'm like, this just isn't Kanye at his peak. This isn't like Kanye rapping in my opinion, but it's cool.
Nice to know you, guy. It was fun.
It's cool. Yeah, I listened to a lot of Lupe album over the weekend, and I still think that's the album of the year for me.
Yeah, when you listen to rap at that level and kind of effortlessly at that level, it's hard to top. Like that's still my like when I get into the car, the first album that I'm playing is that Lupe, and it's just like keeps getting better. And it keeps getting timelier, and like, damn, Lupe really did. It's becoming one of my favorite Lupe albums, honestly.
Yeah. Other hip hop news last week, right after we got off the podcast, Metro Boomin and Cody Rhodes dropped a teaser trailer for Bad Blood, which is coming back October 5th, I believe, October 5th in Atlanta, Georgia. I thought the teaser and the image they put out were dope.
Yeah.
I chuckle every time we do something on this podcast where we talk about rap a lot, and I'll see certain people like, why y'all talking about rap a lot? And then a wrestler or somebody will do something with the rapper, and I'll just be like, yeah, maybe you should listen to our podcast, and then you know who this person is. Like I saw people last night going, are we supposed to know what a BBL is? And I was like, hey man, maybe, I don't know. Maybe you know what that's a reference to if you looked at other things outside of wrestling, but
maybe if you expanded those horizons, you would know what a BBL is. It's also kind of wild to think about, but super funny. But yeah, I thought that Cody using Metro at this time is so funny. Like Cody is really plugged in. Also, like he's like
Cody's plugged in,
which is wild as hell though. But you know,
he's at the cookout. That's why. That's why he's so plugged in.
What song is this? What album is this? Is this that new Metro? But yeah, I love the teaser. I think that going to Atlanta's still one of the hotbeds for wrestling. You know, they're always continuously off the backs of what WCW and what they've done in the past have that really just we want wrestling type of crowd, and Cody represents that old school type of feel, and being in Atlanta, having Metro and what the involvement he has in hip hop right now. Like it used to be like, I guess that's what kind of trips me out is like, it used to be like they would bring like some hip hop or some like rap, but it'd be like 10 years past the relevancy, or like Flow Rider. No disrespect, man. I'm a big Flow Rider fan, but like I don't want to hear no Flow Rider. No, not at all. But I just didn't want to disrespect the homie Flow. But it would be like artists like that, and it's like I don't want to hear no Flow Rider. But now it's like relevant, actual people of the culture, and it feels good.
Yeah, I was laughing because I was like, nah, man. If your Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you.
Metro didn't shut his ass up and made some drums. He shut his ass up and went and got Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, he went and that they were doing their stakeout in the car. It was a cool rollout for Bad Blood.
I like it.
I'm glad that they're bringing back that title. Also, Cody Rhodes, known lover of blood.
Yes. Cody Rhodes, known vampire.
Yeah, so it's very funny. I have to assume, like we were saying on Ask Grapsody, that by then we'll be ready to do Randy versus Cody. That's probably going to be the main event of that show. Seems like a very Atlanta main event to go with, and it's Cody Rhodes going back to his hometown. That's probably a big match for Cody. So
Atlanta, Cody Rhodes, Bad Blood, like all signs point to Cody and Randy, and they're teasing it super hard with like every time they kind of interact on there. But yeah, I'm excited for Cody. It feels like they're giving Cody everything he ever wanted, right? Like it was like, what are all the things we have back here? Like, how can we make Cody happy? We got another one. Let's give Bad Blood to him.
Letting them bleed, or at least use blood packs or whatever they're doing. And I bring it back, Bad Blood, letting him do the hip hop collabs too, man. He's on top.
They using blood packs, Phil?
It looked like a blood pack last time he
bled.
Wild,
huh?
It didn't look like he bladed. Might be too
like
inside
blood.
baseball.
Not supposed to know all that. Shout out to Cody though, representing Bad Blood. You about to pull up to Atlanta?
I might. Sounds like fun.
It does sound like a lot of fun, honestly. October. I remember the original Bad Blood. They're doing the anniversary thing, and like, it's just so connected to Brian Pillman's death for me because they announced it. They announced Brian Pillman's death on the pre-show. So I'm like, well, I wasn't going to watch the show, but like they used to call it the free for all. It would go on the TV Guide channel and it'd play on the top of that. And so Vince comes on and he's like, Brian Pillman's dead. And it's like, I don't know how I'm supposed to like fit. Like, am I supposed to like be excited for this wrestling show? Like, it's really weird that you're announcing this to me before the show starts. And like, I'm a kid. Like, there was a bunch of times like that in wrestling history where it's like, I don't really know how to feel about this. Like, am I supposed to sit happy and watch this show knowing one of the guys that was supposed to be a part of the show is dead? Like, it's so weird. And like, they're doing it on the anniversary of that. It's just some interesting feelings attached to that.
Yeah, very. But again, glad that they are going back to that title. I think that's one of the good original WWE pay-per-view titles.
Definitely.
And I think bringing it back in Atlanta in a big way, bringing pay-per-views back to Atlanta, I think it's dope. I think it's a great rollout.
And also originally Bad Blood, what I'm interested in, used to be the original Hell in the Cell pay-per-view. The original Shawn Michaels and Undertaker Hell in the Cell happened at the original Bad Blood. And I think Triple H and Kevin Nash maybe at the next one, or Jericho, somebody was involved in Hell in the Cell match. Wonder if they do that. The Hell in the Cell has kind of just been like a pay-per-view or whatever at this point. So I'm interested to see if they kind of pivot and do that.
Yeah, Hell in a Cell is usually around the summer, right? It's usually summer or August.
Something like that. I don't really remember. It's kind of mixed up now.
Yeah. They didn't have Hell in a Cell last year, right?
I think they may. I can't remember. Because I think it used to be in October.
Yeah, I don't think they had Hell in a Cell as a pay-per-view last year.
They haven't had one since Seth and Cody.
Let's double check that to make sure.
Discount double check that. Yeah, I don't think I can't. Yeah, I'm not. What show did they do in October then?
Yeah, they discontinued it as of 2022.
Okay. Yeah, that was the Seth and Cody, and after that, they were like, "All right, we can't do this no more. That's crazy. We can't top Cody. Let's leave that alone."
Yeah, so maybe there'll be a Hell in a Cell match at Bad Blood. I don't know.
Cody and Randy, Hell in a Cell, Bad Blood, Atlanta. It's a big marquee match. I think people are like that.
Makes sense. Came out of a big pay-per-view weekend for WWE. It's been a while since they've packaged NXT pay-per-view and Money in the Bank next to each other. Kind of felt like early 2017 vibes. And I did not expect it, but NXT outshined those guys. kind of like 2017.
I was gonna say it really was 2017 vibes because NXT had the hotter show, I think.
Yeah, did not expect that, but here we are. Money in the Bank was fine.
Mm,
It was fine. All the matches on the show were fine. Like there were
yes.
no bad matches. But I don't think that it really hit as well as some of the other WWE pay-per-views this year.
Mhm.
And I think that's because there were some odd omissions, like there were no women's title matches.
Weird.
Some of the stuff that they're building to for SummerSlam isn't really exciting me at the moment. Like I know we're supposed to be excited for the Bloodline Cody stuff, and the Bloodline storyline has been good, but I'm not excited for Solo versus Cody.
Me neither. Especially, we'll get into it fully with your homie Jacob showing up and being like, I'm like, I want him to be in the match, but I understand what's going on, and I want to get into the point that you made on Twitter. But I think that with NXT doing that, this whole thing came to a head, Phil, of match, how many matches are featured on a show and show length, because the Money in the Bank show only had 5 matches, but you could have put 8 matches on this show. Like there could have been like all this advertising. You're advertising for an hour. You're cutting the commercial breaks all the time. It's like, okay, I understand what you're saying, and like sticking to this 5 format thing has been it's done well for you. But like if you're going to do it in this format, like you better add some more matches to this.
Yeah, NXT definitely utilized its time better. It was a shorter
did.
show. It was around 2.5 hours.
Mhm.
And it was what you'd usually expect from Black and Gold NXT, of no
Yep.
frills, straight to the
They
graps.
got to it.
And all the matches were heat.
Mhm.
Money in the Bank, like the men's ladder match was cool. Like it was the spots, but I think we've seen so many Money in the Bank matches. We've seen so many ladder
That's what I'm
matches.
saying.
I thought the women absolutely had the better Money in the Bank match this year. There were some bits of it that were kind of wonky, but the
There's some
women
hiccups.
worked very hard in that match. Io was the MVP of that match. She looked incredible.
Mhm.
Just headed back out to Japan. Had a fire match with Utami that I haven't seen yet, but everybody's raving about it. But
Yeah,
yeah,
Phil, it feels like every time they do the double hitter of a big women's match and a big men's match, the women's match always seems to hit for some reason. Maybe because like in this case of the ladder match and Money in the Bank, we've seen so many of the spots and the things done. In the men's, it just like, let's do it again. In the women's match, it feels like they're trying to do different stuff. They're innovative. They have to be in different positions, and it just hits harder.
yeah, I kind of feel like the women came out with something to prove as well, because
Mhm.
they didn't have any women's title matches on here. So this was the
Right.
only women's match on the card. And I thought it stole the show. I thought it was the best match on the show, honestly.
Same here.
I think Tiffany was the right choice for the winner. Do with that what you will, but I thought she was the right choice.
Pretty not surprising is what I felt like.
No, it was
It's like the thing that I like about it is like the Money in the Bank concept, the men's winner we can get into, but like it feels like the women's one, they're doing it right. It's like an up and coming superstar that the fans are actually behind, that's going to do something with the concept. Like that's what this is all about. Like Tiffany Stratton, this is how you should do it. The men's, on the other hand, I don't know.
Yeah. It was predictable, but I thought the finish to the match was really good.
But the right predictable.
Yeah, shout out to Chelsea Green taking that massive bump off the ladder through 2 tables. She looked great in that match as well. Again, all of the women I felt like worked very hard in that match to make it good.
Yeah, I love the role that Chelsea Green played of I'm afraid of heights, and then I'm afraid to get up this ladder, but then I get a bigger ladder and I'm actually going to get up there, but then I take the big, giant, scary falling bump. Amazing work from her. Like she was one of the MVPs too, just like with her character work. Cause like in matches like this, it's like it doesn't have to be all about the big crazy stunts and bumps. You got to have like a character like Chelsea to come in and do that.
Right. And like I said, the men's ladder match was fine. It wasn't a bad match, but it didn't really blow me away like anything out of the women's match, really. And then the finish was what it was. Drew ended up winning. That'll play out later in the night, in a way. I thought Sami versus Braun was very good. Some people were a little bit frustrated that Sami won. I'm not sure why, but I thought it was fine. I thought Sami looked very good. He continues to be a great champion. This guy beat Gunther, guys. Like they're booking him strong. I don't understand
Phil, do
what's the
you
confusion
think
here.
it's because of things like who killed WCW and that thing being so prevalent as to why people keep saying Hogan when it comes to like Sammy and
Hate it.
Becky and like you guys do not and Mercedes, like you don't understand what Hogan was doing and his creative control and how massively different it was than what you think these people are doing.
Listen,
Like Sami Zayn and Hogan, what?
listen. Let me get close to my mic and say this. Just because your favorite wrestler or the wrestler that you wanted to win lost doesn't mean that that other wrestler is politicking or they're Hogan. What are you talking about? Like, shut up, internet. Like, stop doing that. It's
Like they
so
told
stupid.
Sam Zayn, Braun is the one. He's the future. And Sami Zayn was like, absolutely not. I have creative control. I'm gonna win this match.
We're
Dog.
talking about Sami Zayn, who for most of his main roster run was not booked well. And now we're in a position where he's finally being booked well and he's winning. And it's like, oh, he's winning too much. Like, guys, stop
He's
it.
winning too much. The guy
Stop
that
it, man.
lost like look up his win-loss record, and I'm sure it's way more losses than there are wins. Like I can't believe how this happened. Like it's predictable. Like you're gonna want this person to win, then when they win the championship, you're gonna turn on them, and then like. But it's like it can't be Sam Zayn though. Like he's that guy. But they've turned on Sam Zayn because they got a new toy to play with. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I think Sammy's been having great matches as champion.
He's
Both of
amazing.
those Gable matches were fire. I thought his match with Gunther at WrestleMania was one of the best matches of the weekend. And the same thing here. I thought this match was very good. Braun has a very bright future. He brings a lot of intensity. He's got the character work working for him right now. But right
Now it's
now,
over for
Sammy's.
him, Phil. He lost.
But right now, Sammy's cooking, man. I'm still locked in.
Yeah, like Sammy is building something. Like you said, he beat Gunther. That was a big deal. Like that wasn't that long ago. That was like 4 months ago. And there's still a lot to do. He could build to a big match at SummerSlam. Braun could eventually win it back at SummerSlam. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be the end of it all. And I think that Sammy, beyond the great matches, have been doing really great character work. His promos have been insane. Like it's not time to give it up, you know?
Yeah. And we got more Braun stuff from Raw this week to show that that feud's not over. So
Right.
it seems clear that Braun's going to get another match. So I don't know why people are so upset. But Seth Rollins versus Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight Championship
Controversial.
was it was a pretty good match.
I like that.
I thought it was going very well, and then we got a Money in the Bank cash in. Same night, Money in the Bank cash in. Drew put himself in the match, and as soon as he put himself in the match, I knew where we were going. I was like, "Oh, he's gonna lose." Because
Before that too, Phil, did you see the Rollins hits the Falcon Arrow 1, 2, 3, and Damian Priest does not kick out?
I did see that, and then Triple H actually referenced it in the press conference and basically let you know that it was 3.
When I saw that clip, I'm like, wait, why is he talking about this? Don't talk about this. Don't talk about this.
Yeah, mishap. You know, these things happen.
But it's wrestling kayfabe. Like, what do you mean the mishaps? These things happen. Like you're supposed to. I don't know, man. I didn't like that part. It was weird.
Yeah, it seemed like Damien forgot to kick out or something happened there. But it definitely was 3.
And people are like, oh, maybe it was Drew's music was supposed to hit something. You're the champion, dude. Kick out. I don't give a fuck what's going on. You know what I mean? Like you're the champ. You don't want like whatever the angle's supposed to be. You got to kick out before that 3. That's just what the game is. I don't know.
Yeah. So, Damian and Seth were having a pretty solid match. Drew popped in. Then we got the CM Punk interference. He once again cost Drew the title because, as he said multiple times now. As long as he's around, Drew will never be champion, which is very pointed reference. I don't think people understand what he's referencing every time he does it. But every time he does it, I'm like, that's a little more inside baseball than people probably understand what you're saying here.
CM Punk inside baseball?
And he did it again on Raw, and that crowd just did not care. He tried to make a joke on AEW during the promo, and that crowd just did not care. And I was sitting there like, I don't really care. I
don't care also.
I don't know. But
this had me feeling like Drew is dumb. CM Punk told you, I'm on your ass no matter what. You win this briefcase, immediately cash it in. I'm with you, but you didn't try to take out CM Punk before. You didn't have a homie standing to watch. Like, you did this to yourself, brother. I don't know. Like, Punk said it was up from here, and it was up from here.
So the irony in all of this that I thought was very funny is that from the very beginning of the match, first both Drew and Seth kept looking towards the entrance. Like, all right, man, Drew, get out here. At one point, Seth even said it. He was like, get out here, Drew. And so Drew comes out, and he never does the same thing. Like, all right, Punk, get out here. I know you're coming. And so this ends in very predictable fashion. Damian wins another title defense with the help of somebody else, which I don't think has helped him at all.
Nope.
Every single one of his title defenses, he's won with help. Not a good look going into SummerSlam where you got to face Gunther. And I just didn't like this cash in. Let's just call it what it is. I did not like this cash in. I thought it was a waste of the briefcase. I get it that you furthered the storyline with CM Punk. You reintroduced Seth Rollins into the stuff with CM Punk in an interesting way, but I just don't think you needed to do this. I don't think you needed this to do any of those things because you already had the feud going with Drew. You could have maybe done something else to get us back interested in Seth Rollins and Punk that didn't also use the briefcase. Now, I've seen people say, well, whoever had the briefcase, you already knew they were going to lose anyway. Yeah, but that's your job as a company and as bookers to build somebody up so that they feel like a contender and tell stories for a year. You have a whole year of that briefcase to decide what you want to do with it, to just decide, all right, well, I don't feel like dealing with this, so let's just punt it till next year.
I saw people saying that, Phil, and none of those people needed it. None of those people needed it. Like, how did we get to none
Andrade
of those people?
don't need it. Carmelo don't need it. You can do something with any of those guys. You can do something with potentially Jey Uso. I wouldn't have wanted Jey Uso to win it, but so you're telling me basically that all of those guys that were in the men's ladder match are not going to get anywhere near the title this year. That's what you basically told me.
Yep.
And I mean,
the for the year part is like, I understand. You want Cody to have a long reign. You want, like, you got plans for the World Heavyweight Championship. I'm with you, bro. But you could still be, there still needs to be more contenders than just the one person. They haven't gotten over that thing. And if there's somebody with a briefcase constantly on the other's ass, they don't even have to cash in. That just creates another element. I was just so confused. I understand furthering the angle. Like, I'm with you. Like, Drew McIntyre was a hypocrite. Like, it plays into a story and everything. But like, the briefcase was lost. We lost a year's worth of something for somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a waste of the briefcase personally. I think that they used it as a plot device, which is fine. But if you were going to use it as an opportunity to build somebody up for the year and insert them into the title picture, I think it was a waste.
Like, Melo with that briefcase would have like milked it so hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then the next day, so Priest and Rollins make this bet before the match, blah, blah, blah. If I lose, I'll never get a match again. If you lose, you're out of the Judgment Day. The next day, Damian Priest goes, "Oh, it was just a gentleman's agreement. That's not actually real." I'm like, okay, so what's going on here?
What was the point of that then?
So what?
What was the point of any of that?
Why did they? What happened here?
It felt like, all right, cool. I can say that now because I'm probably losing at SummerSlam. But it just I don't know, man. I
So yeah,
didn't.
there was a lot in that match that I was like, "What, you guys? What happened here?"
Yeah, it just felt like a lot that just didn't really amount to much new,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just building things that were already on the fire.
Yeah,
Like all of the
exactly.
true stuff with Punk was already hot. It was already heating up. You could have easily got back to him and Seth at any time.
So easy to get back to him and Seth. You don't need this to get
Yeah.
back to that.
Now, did I think it was very funny? I did laugh very hard at it. I did laugh at Rollins slowly walking up and cursing Punk out. I thought that was all very funny. And I thought the Seth and Punk segment on Raw was great.
Totally.
But I just wish they would have done something else with the briefcase. For my preference, I wish they would have done something else. And I did laugh also because I was like, man, this sure made a certain guy that used to be on this podcast look like he was right. And I was like, oh, he's never going to shut up about this.
Don't give him no fuel, and this is fuel right here. I just kind of wish that Punk would have stopped him in the ladder match from winning the match, and that would have gave heat to them to continue, and then they could have got back to him and Rollins so easily. I just didn't understand. They're like, well, he needs the briefcase to. No, he doesn't. Like you're just using this as a plot device, like Phil's saying, and I hate when they do that. When you could use it to get someone over.
Yeah, and it's not even the execution of the failed cash-in that I think is bad because in a vacuum, it's fine. But you've done the same thing with Punk 3 times now. Punk has come out and helped him lose the title at WrestleMania. He did a Clash of the Castle, and then he did it again here. And again, I understand the story purpose of that, of him saying, no, I'm never letting up. You're never going to be champion as long as I'm around. I'm going to hold a grudge. Yeah, I get it. But visually seeing that same thing 3 times doesn't really do anything for me. It was just kind of like, okay, again, like this is funny, but also like meh.
Bloodline effect.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
see the Roman thing 3 times, you're like, all right, I get it, but like it's gonna further the story. But damn, 3 times in a row, you guys, it just feels a little bit wasteful. The briefcase is just like, oh my god, it's just like it's right there. Why would you use it? Same night you just threw it. It was like we're done here in one night, and it's like I guess there's still the women's side to be happy about, but like you could have used this to get one of those other 5 dudes over.
Yeah, already doing something interesting with the women's briefcase with Tiffany and Nia. I thought that stuff on SmackDown worked. We got the BBL Bailey line out of that segment. Some people didn't like that segment. I thought it was fine for what it was. It advanced those 2 storylines. But we closed the night with this multi-man match. We didn't get a WWE Championship match. We got a multi-man match. Bloodline took on Cody, KO, and Randy Orton. I thought it was a pretty good match. As I expected, the star of this match was Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
He looked incredible. For some reason, this turned into people going, oh, why didn't he sell that? It's like, he did sell it. It was the point of he has, it's the Samoa thing that he has an indestructible hit. He had his hit on the map, and then immediately got back up. And I thought it made him look great. I thought it made him look like a monster. And he did it again last night on SmackDown. I was like, no, this is dope.
But yeah, I was with Jacob Fatu. It's apparent before Jacob came in, there was these rumors of like they're scared to bring Jacob Fatu in because he's going to outshine the whole bloodline, and was like, well, yeah, because like he's Jacob Fatu, and it's happening. And like in that match, he was like, he's in a match with Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, like a bunch of superstars, and he's like far and away like the most outspoken looking guy in this match. Like, your eyes are on him for the whole thing. He's been doing so exceptional in that role. And I was talking a little bit earlier about your tweet on how people are like, well, why isn't he the leader of the bloodline? And you brought up the point of like, well, that's kind of the point of like, you want him to be the leader of the bloodline. But if he was, you wouldn't want Roman so much because this guy's badass. I don't want Roman back. I want this guy. He's badass.
I don't know how people don't understand that that's the point of this, that you're not supposed to like Solo. Solo's
Mhm.
supposed to look like a dork. He's supposed to look like a fraud because he is a fraud. Like,
Right.
that's the whole point of his character, is that he
Because
took
he is
over
a
when the
fraud.
real guy went away. And this isn't like, yeah, he looks more believable than Jimmy did. And he took that spot. There's the long-term storytelling of Roman always like having kind of a side eye on him, like, what is this guy doing? It looks like he's coming from my spot, and then he actually did it when he went away. And so I like what they're doing with Solo. I think he fits his role as a character. As a wrestler and everything else, Jacob is just better. He's supposed
Yeah.
to be, though. Like, you're not
Point.
supposed to, like, the enforcer is always supposed to be cooler in some ways.
Yep.
And he is. And I think it's enough to make you second guess Jacob as well, to wonder, all right, well, wait a minute. Why did you join them out of nowhere?
Mhm.
Because one of these things is not like the other. When you look at Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, they have a tie to the Rock. They have different ties of why they would be in this. But Jacob, wait a minute, you're actually blood. You actually have some claim to that title.
Mhm.
You have ties to the Usos. You have ties to Roman. Um, why are you over there? And it's enough to make people wonder, like, hey, are you over there because somebody else sent you? But again, that's the story. People are like, oh well, Roman's coming back, and Solo looks like a joke. People want Roman back. Yeah, that's the point.
That's point.
That's why everything he's doing is to add anticipation to Roman showing up at SummerSlam possibly and getting a massive pop.
Like, you think that WWE doesn't love that every crowd says we want Roman? That's desired reaction. They want
That's
that
by
so
design.
bad. Yeah. This match, I thought that the first half was a house show match. I was like, I hope these guys get to it, because they were kind of
It did feel like a house show match.
they were walking the dog at the beginning of this. But then, like, the second half in the end, they got to like what I thought the match should have been at the beginning, just like a tornado 6-man tag, like everybody just go crazy. At the beginning, they're like working a Southern style. I'm like, what is this, bro?
Yeah,
But
which
I
was fine.
understand that with all the plunder that happened in Money in the Bank, that's actually kind of what you're supposed to do. And Cody and Randy Orton in this too, so you know what time it is.
Right. I thought Kevin Owens was great. The way he kept staring them down at the beginning of the match, he just kept staring Jacob down. Like, I thought that was fantastic.
See, that is the shining light in Solo and Cody being the main event of SummerSlam. Is maybe we're gonna get Kevin Owens and Jacob Fatu, and that is beautiful. That's a dream match for me, and I'm all in on that.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun.
Mhm.
But the match was fine. But it was a pretty predictable ending to me, because we
Yeah.
sat here last week and said, all right, Solo's going to pin Cody. It's going to lead to the title match. And that's pretty much what we got. Jacob helped Solo win, which, again, part of the purpose. Solo didn't win the match on his own. He won with the help of Jacob. He gets the title match at SummerSlam.
Yep.
I thought the segment was fine on SmackDown. I was very confused as to why Cody Rhodes would go down there and try and face all 4 of those guys by himself.
Cody.
It didn't make any sense to me. It's like, did you not learn any lesson over the last 2 years of dealing with this very same stable? You had to go and get friends to win the match at WrestleMania, and then you still tried to face all 4 of these guys by yourself. I didn't understand that. But
Champions confidence. I don't know. Well, I don't know.
yeah, but again, the star of all of this was Jacob Fatu.
Again.
He came down right after the tag title match, which was actually a fire match. I thought
was a really good
DIY versus A-Town Down Under was really good.
Mhm.
But right afterwards, Jacob came down and then proceeded to beat everybody down. I was like, hey, man, you did this big exhibition of tag team wrestling just for somebody else to beat down both tag teams?
That's what I'm saying, man. Come on, dude. Sabin, Shelly, are you sure?
Yeah, I did think that kind of undermined the tag match right away, but it made Jacob look really cool. That shot of Gargano celebrating on a turnbuckle, and then he jumps from off camera and gets caught and gets immediately hit with the Samoan drop. I thought that looked clean. Ciampa tries to beat up on Jacob, and he does the same kind of no sell slash reaction coming up off the mat.
I
And
kind of
then
like
proceeds,
this one even more. The one that he did the DDT, and then he like
yeah.
slowly looks up at Ciampa with that crazy ass look. I'm like, oh yeah, he's cooking.
Yeah, I thought this was great. I thought like even all of this beat down before it just kind of cements my point that you're supposed to think Jacob is really cool because all of this
Yep.
made him look like a massive
He
star.
did the fucking double jump moonsault. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
he looked incredible. Cleaned house, beat down on 3 guys by himself. And then, you know, it was a big part of beat down at the end. At one point, a cameraman gets in his way and he's yelling at the cameraman. He's like, I was like, I don't think you can say that on TV, Jacob.
That's what I love about Jake is like he goes from like that kind of like traditional crazy wild ass Samoan to like get your ass out the way like in like an instant. It's like a really quick.
He's like, get your ass out of the way. And then I know where he's like, we do this shit. And I was like, I don't think you can say that. But all right.
This is on Fox, Jake.
You're on regular TV, bro. I don't think you can say shit.
But I love it. Yeah, I think that's what it is. They're adding to that. Him coming and destroying 2 tag teams, hitting a double jump moonsault. Like you're supposed to think this guy's the coolest guy in the world.
Yeah, but yeah, you're not supposed to like Solo. He's disrespected everything that Roman's built. He kicked the wise man out. He's done all of these like faux pas for somebody that's trying to take over. If he did it the right way and he looked cool, then you wouldn't be as interested in Roman coming back and getting his spot back. That's the story.
Why would you want Roman to come back if this guy is already badass? And then Solo, they always make it a point of, well, now making it a point of Jacob destroys everybody, and then Solo comes out when everybody's dead and just like with his, with his song to walk over the bodies.
Yeah, and that's also the point of you. Jacob's really the guy that's handling all of the business, and then he comes in afterwards and picks the bones.
I want it all. His Kevin Gates song or whatever.
Kevin Gates song.
Dun, 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 dun. I want it all. Is that Kevin Gates rapping on there?
Is it? I don't know. It kind of sounds very Kevin Gates-esque. But yeah, Money in the Bank was fine, but I was not expecting for all of this hype around NXT Heatwave. Matter of fact, I wasn't even watching Heatwave as it aired. I was binge watching The Bear. Yeah, which for people that keep asking, Phil, have you watched The Bear? It's Chicago. I've watched the show. It's very good.
Is it Chicago?
Very Chicago. Okay. There's a part in there where John Barenthal's character is talking about series and it's explaining the bar right below the World Trade, and he's explaining like the series statue on the top of the building. And I know all this stuff because I used to work next door, so I used to go to series after work some days. And I know all of the whole stuff around the World Trade and the statue on the top. Right in the middle of the financial district. I worked there for around 9 years, so wow, I already knew all the stuff.
Connections.
Yeah, a lot of Chicago connections in there. Great show. But yeah, I was not watching Heatwave live, but people were just raving about the show. I was like, man, I guess I got to pull this show up at least tomorrow. And not for nothing, it was a very good show. It felt like TakeOver was back. I'm still not a big fan of weekly NXT. And it's not really the matches. The matches are fine. It's always like the backstage stuff. It's always kind of the acting and some of the segments that are just still not for me. It's that holdover from 2.0 is just still not for me.
Yeah, it's the connecting pieces that really kind of like I'll watch it on Tuesdays and I'm like, this match ahead, and then after the match, I'm like, what was that? So they'll have some backstage angle or something, and I'm like, that was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. And some of the characters and some of the names, I'm like, do you guys want any of these wrestlers to succeed at all? It's just an interesting concept. But yeah, this felt like black and gold. The crowd was super hot. All the wrestlers felt like they were wrestling with a purpose or a point of like those 2017 days feel of like, we're going to do better than the main roster. Like we're going to show them that we're not just some developmental brand. We're fucking NXT and we're about to kill it. And I felt like this felt like a rejuvenated roster and crowd and brand.
Yeah. yeah, to your point, even the stuff in between the matches on Heatwave, I was like, what is this? Like some of the vignettes they were airing to like get you interested in this new character, I was like, this looks so
I don't
cheesy.
want this.
Um it's fine, but the matches, the show itself was very, very good. I have to give them credit. They put on a great show. Opening with Obafemi versus Wesley. Man, Oba's on his way, man.
Who is this guy? Where did he come from?
That guy is really exciting to watch from his intro song where he's kind of doing that dance, walking up, and then he just proceeds to beat the shit out of whoever's in that ring and throw them around. And Wesley was a great guy to work
Catch
against him
him.
because he's like throwing them around and like taking these big crazy bumps. At some points in the match, he was hitting him and trying to catch him by surprise.
Why are we
with
talking
Wesley
about
stuff.
big meaty men? Hold on. I came just in time. I saw that gif. Yeah, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
The meat bandit Cresta Stars in the building.
Hey, not the meat bandit. Don't put that over my life. Please don't put that over my life.
We know you like meat, Cresta. Watch it.
Teehee. What's up, guys? How are you?
What's up with it? We're just talking a little bit of NXT Heatwave. And the big
NXT's
boy
cooking, and I don't even watch
Obafemi.
NXT.
That's kind of our
that's kind of the synopsis here that neither of us are like big NXT fans, but this was a great show. It felt like a takeover again. But yeah, I thought Wesley versus Obafemi was very, very good. Both of these guys are great wrestlers. Wesley's in a really good position.
Yeah.
We got the Rascals reunion as well on NXT during the week. That was really, really cool to see those three guys together again. The emotions were flowing. This was a really, really good use of the TNA partnership. But also, this match was fire.
Yeah, Oba is becoming one of those guys that the NXT crowd is going to force them to make him into NXT champion because they love this guy so much. The way that he doesn't do a lot, like he does like regular basic big man stuff, but like times 10. Like he'll do a power slam and like he'll throw them in the air and they'll spin around 25 times or something. He'll catch Wesley while he's on the top rope or so. It's like, how do you do this? He's like a superhuman. Wesley also a credible bumper, credible seller, incredible all the things. Yeah, this match is really awesome. And I've been waiting with this NXT TNA crossover for this exact moment right here of the Rascals getting back together, because when Wes left, it was like, damn, you're gonna break up the squad though. This squad is one of my favorite squads in all of wrestling. So to see them back together was beautiful.
Yeah, really, really cool. We got Kaylani Jordan versus Sol Ruka.
Controversial one.
Controversial because people were comparing it to very popular Ricochet Ospreay match, and there were some spots where you could see that there was either a homage to or somebody looked at somebody's homework. But this was a lot of fun. It was a lot of flippy stuff. I saw where people were saying, "Oh, it's just flippy stuff."
What's wrong with flippy stuff? Shut up.
It's no real like connection to anything. It's no real selling. It's no real story. I thought it was fun. The crowd really loved it. So I don't know.
Yeah, you guys shut up. I hate that. Oh, it's just flips. It's just, yeah, exactly. That's the point. There's two girls that can flip. Hey, you guys flip against each other. Do a big flip over here, then you do a big flip. That's all we care about. It's NXT, the development brand. Everybody's learning things. This isn't their final form. They could have this match on this show. It's really fun. The crowd was super into it, which is the most important part. Like, what does anything else matter? They got the point over. Both of those women became gifts. People are talking about them on the internet. Like, I think the point of what they did excelled. I didn't understand what the backlash was. People are like, well, Dave Meltzer. I'm like, I thought you guys didn't care about Dave Meltzer.
Yeah.
Why do you keep caring? Like, what's going on here?
I care when it aligns with my views about what people should or should not be doing. People get mad when the girls really wrestle and they make each other bloody. Nobody want to see that. You get mad when the girls do flippy doos. You don't want to see that. You get mad when the girls wrestle like divas. You don't. So what do you want to see? You don't want to see girls on TV. Just say what it is. Just say what it is. Just say what it is.
Look, it turned into GIFs. Like Rez tried to say, he said, "Shorty got gifts." I don't know what gifts are. Shorty got gifts. But yeah, I thought this was a lot of fun. Sol Ruka looked great, even though Kaylani retained here.
Both of them are awesome.
I thought they both looked great. I think they both have a bright future. This pipeline of the gymnast to wrestler is working out really well for WWE so far. Those two wrestlers and Tiffany Stratton, it's working out so far.
Wasn't Alexa Bliss a cheerleader or a gymnast too?
Cheerleader, bodybuilder.
Yeah, they got some. It's gonna be. I didn't. Historically, it's kind of shown that if you're in gymnastics, it could work out for you if you like to get slammed. Because I remember Simone Biles was dating that one guy, the one flippy guy. He kind of looked like Corbin Blue. He was in NXT for a while, and he was sick with the flips, but then he got slammed really hard one time, and he was like, "Oh, fuck all this bullshit. I'm out of here." So it's like if you could take it, you could transform to something, and it's great that it's the ladies that are the ones that are like, "We got this, bro. Let me flip out here." It's dope.
Yeah, I thought it was a really fun match. I did not think we were going to get a High School Musical / what is the Jump Rope movie?
I think it's like Jump Up or something like that.
I've never seen any High School Musical. I was 5,000 years old when that came out. So
you've at least seen like the video of them doing a get your head in the game.
I'm not gonna hold you. I think every time I think of High School Musical, I think of Air Bud. So do it that.
Why are you connecting those two?
High school dogs. I don't know. Do
that. There's no dogs in the movie.
High school dogs.
There's no dog in the movie.
Oh well, I never seen it.
Listen, Presta's making a great point though. There should have been a crossover. Look, and I'm saying crossover. That could have been the name. High School Musical and Air Bud crossover.
High School Bud.
Crossover. They're the crossover. That's the Anthony Mackie movie. Which
Stop.
Anthony Mackie is the funniest actor of all time.
He's back outside. The Captain America movie's coming out next February. Come on, man. Shout out to Anthony Mackie. Stop asking him for autographs. He don't want to sign your autograph. He don't want a picture with him. Leave him alone, dog. Leave him alone when he's out in public.
I think about that story all the time. I saw Anthony Mackie at a gas station, and he told me to get the fuck out of here.
Say less. Sorry to bother you, sir.
Shout out to Big Mac. Shout out to he's on that show that Samoa Joe's leaving to, Twisted Metal.
Oh.
Yeah, he is also on there. Yeah, we got the tag match, which the tag match was very good. Surprisingly, when you look at this matchup, I was like, I don't know, guys. Nathan Frazier and Axiom versus the Chase U guys. I was like, okay, but
Wait,
this was actually very good.
No, that's somebody else. Never mind.
No, that's a different person. That's Reg.
Reg ain't there no more. He's gone.
Didn't he have a mask before and he was doing some other weird stuff?
Scripps. He's no longer Scripps. He's gone.
Yeah, no.
You know what? Never mind.
Axiom used to be a kid.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
A kid.
A child.
Now he's a grown up. But yeah, really fun match. I think what's his name from Chase U used to be hot on the indie, so it kind of makes sense that he was cooking the Duke. Yeah, he was kind of cooking in this. This is people are calling this match one of the best tag matches of the year for WWE, and I was like, that's pretty surprising. Then I watched it, I was like, oh, okay, I see what's going on here. Following the format of this tag team that I think is about to join this company, so interesting. I think they're trying to court some people.
Yeah, they're trying to court.
Are you talking about Motor City Machine Guns?
That's what I'm talking about, Krista.
I don't think that. Is it just me? And please correct me if I'm wrong. And I haven't been watching NXT, so I don't know how much they cooking. But Motor City Machine Guns is a main roster. I don't know why you put them on NXT.
They are a main roster act. I don't know why you put them over there either. But that's been the pipeline for years of bringing a really cool tag team and put them on NXT and heating them up and then bringing them up.
If they put Motor City Machine Guns on NXT, I would that tag team match was inspired by what the Motor City Machine Guns did. Why would they be here? They created all this.
I mean, why would I be in developmental? What do I need to develop? You all copying me. Stop
That's it. That's what I'm saying. I developed you.
We've seen this before. They put War Machine on NXT.
They did.
Who?
They did.
So?
And they're going to put Julia and Stephanie Vaquer on there.
Whoa. Stephanie Vaquer being on NXT makes me angry, but I at least give you okay. But I have that same feeling about Grace. And I'm like, yo, if you put Hendry or Grace, I just
they're
want to talk.
they're establishing them on NXT already.
I don't know where you else you think they're going.
I'm in Delulu land. I live in I live in TNA land. I'm in Delulu land. Please, I'm hanging out with Rosemary.
But yeah, I thought this was a fire tag match. When you say it out loud, this is one of the best WWE tag matches of the year. It does sound like, wait a minute. But then when you consider like this year of tag team wrestling on the main roster, what else is it really up against?
Yeah.
Like I think the DIY match with Waller and Theory was good, but there would have been a lot to go off of.
I can't what was the WrestleMania match? Wasn't it like a 4-way or? Oh, it was
a ladder match.
It was the double take all tag match. Yeah, that wasn't really that great.
It was a fun match.
The way you remembered it was like, oh yeah, I was like,
no, because like I want them. They have a lot of great tag teams, and I thought splitting the tag team championships up was going to help, but then they gave them to Truth and The Miz, and I was like, that's not going to help. And then it hasn't been that great. That's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'd rather Truth and Little Jimmy, and that'd have been a funnier run.
That'd be way hotter than him and The Miz.
It probably been over as fuck too. Truth and Joe Hendry together. Come on, knock it off.
You guys see that clip of Miz explaining making up with CM Punk backstage?
I did see that.
I did not. I'm not interested in The Miz. I think he's a great human being. The character doesn't do it for me.
Great human being.
Yeah,
great human being.
I believe it was the homie Adrian again getting another soundbite for you guys.
Look at him.
But yeah, he interviewed The Miz recently, and The Miz got into his story of making up with CM Punk backstage.
Thought that was very, very interesting because The Miz felt like he was like, why are we doing this? What's going on here? But then he was like, oh no, it was a good conversation and we're friends now.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah, but this was a fun tag match. Nathan and Axiom are great. Nathan, every time I watch him wrestle, I'm like, I like this guy. I can't put my finger on what looks familiar about him, but I like how this guy works.
I don't know why I like this guy. For some reason, the way he works, the way he moves, the way he jumps, the way he runs, it's very interesting.
His moveset looks very similar. Yeah.
These guys need to be main roster, though. Also, speaking of main roster, I think if we want to up this tag team division, the way that these guys have that 100 miles per hour type style, I think it's needed up there.
Yeah. I still am not into this entrance thing where they do the fake super speed thing. It looks hokey every time I see it, but the match was fire.
I don't know they were still doing. I'm like, oh, they're still doing the TikTok thing. Huh? Interesting.
Not the TikTok thing. Yo, Reg, you on one.
Interesting approach, you guys. All right.
I'm not into the entrance and the rest of the stuff, but the match was fun. Yeah. Then we got Roxanne Perez versus Lola Vice. I also thought this was very good. Roxanne is smashing it right now. Go figure. We both were sitting here like, why do you turn this woman heel? And we're tied to her as like an indie wrestler and what she was doing at ROH. And it's like, this is like a great baby face. Why would you turn her heel? Hey, turns out we were wrong. She's really good.
I was watching this and that Jordan match, and I was like, oh yeah, I was totally wrong about this. I thought that because she is eventually going to be one of the biggest baby faces in their company, but like, I think she actually needed this to get the other side of the character and to build a little bit of stock for when she does eventually become that baby face. The way that feels like a veteran in her position just because she's been in the game for so long and she's still so young. And
22 years old.
You know what I mean? And she's taking the veteran role in so many of these NXT matches just because of the people that she's facing. And she's knocking it out of the park. The way that she structures her matches and working the crowd, like Roxanne is even better than I expected. Like she's getting better with every defense. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I saw the match between her and Grace, and I was thoroughly impressed. I've been even impressed with the girls they've been sending over to TNA, but I'm like, surely Grace beats Roxanne Perez. I understand why they did the schmaz, but not for nothing. Perez held her own. She's really good. And like you said, only for being 22 to have that veteran-like mentality.
22 years old. That makes me sick.
Hey, I hate you.
I'm a grandpa.
You whipper. What were you born? 2005?
You was born in the 2000s. That's crazy.
Boo! you.
I thought this was a fire match though. Roxanne looked great. Lola looked like she belonged in this match as well.
I feel like Lola's gonna be NXT Women's Champion at some point. Like they keep putting her in the position and giving her these opportunities. I'm like, I think they really like her down there. Big surprise, Shawn Michaels.
Well, listen, he cooking down there. I've seen the Promised Land, and it is beautiful. Shawn Michaels is out here. They don't call him the Heartbreak Kid for no reason.
I'm saying, I thought you was a man of God now. He's like, I'm still in these streets, big dog.
Listen, my name is Michaels, but I'm really Hickenbottom. Stop playing with me.
The finish I thought was dope. The pop rocks on the table and then brought her back into the ring and hit 3 more, I believe. Thought that was fire.
Try to kill her at the end there. I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it. I was into it. Then we got the main event, which the build to this main event was very interesting because it was like, all right, you did this battle royal to give somebody the spot in this match with Trick Williams for the title, and then you had other people pin this guy, and then there's so controversy about what is the match, and I was just like, but why did you do that? You had the match set.
Because I thought that he wins the battle royal. And then they're like, oh, he's facing Ethan Page. And I thought that match was for whoever wins is the number 1 contender. But it wasn't. It was like, oh, no, he's just going to pin him just because. I'm like, wait, what happened here? I didn't understand. It was very confusing on the way up here. And then like, oh, actually, it's just a 4-way. I'm like, okay, I guess.
Yeah.
There's no rules.
We did end up with a 4-way. Trick Williams took on Javon Evans, Sean Spears, and my man, Big Ego. Ethan Page.
I'm happy he's doing something now. So I thought him leaving TNA and AEW fumbling the bag. I'm so happy he's doing something.
He's back in the game.
He's back out there, man. Few episodes in, he's already champion.
Wow.
Go figure. But I thought this was the right move in Toronto. He's a Canada guy. I like what Trick has been doing as champion. Man, not for nothing. That reaction to Trick when he came out there, out of there, man.
Yo, Trick is over like Rover, and that was in Canada. Like, it's not just like an American specific thing, like a North American specific thing. Like, he's over everywhere. This result I thought could happen when we initially talked about the other match, that the one-on-one match that he had with Trick. It was like, well, there is this show in Canada that could be when they pull the trigger, and they pulled the trigger. Javon Evans had a very great showing in this. I thought he was all over the match and going 100 miles per hour, getting his name out there. Sean Spears, I have zero interest in. Like,
damn, still.
I have negative interest in Sean.
You think he was cooking when he brought out the chair and he was hitting the chair spots?
No. Negative interest in Sean Spears.
It was fun. I thought it was a fun match all around. I thought everybody had their moment where they had their highlighted match. Like you said, Javon Evans really proved that he belonged here. Bright future for that guy.
Very bright.
When
did Trick Williams win the belt? How long has it been? He won it at WrestleMania?
No, he had the Mellow match at WrestleMania.
Oh, he won it before that from Dragunov.
He won it after that. He won it after that against Dragunov.
Oh.
I can't remember which pay-per-view that was, but
so
he won
not
it after.
That long. Okay. I thought he did his job, though. I don't think every reign needs to be the longest reign of all time.
No.
True.
No, I thought he looked great in this match. I thought the spots where he was supposed to look strong, he looked strong. Some of them knee strikes didn't look really effective, but look, he looks like $1 million.
He does. He looks great.
Great physique. He had the Harlem Heat gear on. Booker was loving it on commentary. Booker on commentary is still funny to me every time I hear it.
So good.
But yeah, I thought this 4-way did what it was supposed to do. It really made these 4 guys look good, and Ethan is our new champion.
Yep,
I'm here for it.
You think Trick goes to the main roster now? Because I've been hearing a lot. Again, I didn't watch NXT. I don't really watch it. But do you think he's ready, or are we just still trying to figure out what we're doing with Melo?
Yeah,
I don't. I don't think you move him up yet. What did you guys think of this finish? Because it was a very indie finish.
They did the one guy hits the thing and then Ethan falls onto him and gets the pin. I'm like, oh, I mean, I want Ethan Page to look strong, and that wasn't a really strong thing, but he's a heel, so it makes sense. So
this kind of reminded me of early on Bobby Roode. Like, this is a way that Bobby Roode would have won the belt.
You're right.
And other people that were upset about it, I was like, this is a very indie finish. Like, even when somebody showed the indie match that had this similar finish, I was like, yeah, we've seen this finish in an indie match.
Ego
it felt like
in himself.
It felt like early NXT. That's why I was laughing at it. I was like, oh, they're back to their roots. Like
that is an early NXT ass finish. You're right.
Yeah, they're back to their roots, man. Listen, we got the NIL guys on, but listen, we're back to going and scouting and getting the big indie wrestlers. We're doing the big indie finishes, man. We're trying to tell you, NXT's back.
Yes, they're gonna start calling them Takeover again, probably at this rate.
War Games. Where's William Regal?
He's doing some scouting.
He
at the Olympics right now. Talk about
man,
scouting, but
a lot of scouting. But yeah, I think that they needed.
I spilled ginger ale all over my fucking keyboard. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I'm so.
What? I thought this was a strong pay-per-view all around. I did not expect to like it as much as I did. I also did not expect it to be the biggest talking point out of Money in the Bank weekend. They very much stole the show this weekend.
I think that it's been an interesting take on Shawn Michaels, kind of the way that he's taking
open potatoes on your desk. I'm gonna mute. I'm a dumb bitch.
You gotta have something a top on that. The way that Shawn Michaels has became like a figurehead for NXT, like I'm thinking of like the Stephanie Vaquer thing specifically this week. Of like there was these rumors of her leaving CMLL, rumors of her leaving New Japan, and then he was just like, "Welcome to the team, Stephanie," and like the way that he's taken on that role, and it feels like with that show he wants the credit like Triple H does. I'm just like, what? These credit boys are very funny.
Credit boys.
Why do you guys want credit so much? Like,
credit boys sounds like one of those ads you get during a YouTube video of like, hey man, do you have like credit problems? Do you want somebody to help you fix your bad credit? Credit boys is where it's at.
Triple H and HBK are definitely the credit boys, man.
Credit boys is crazy.
But does this I feel like with the championship, like I liked what Trick is doing, but he still needs to develop. Still needs a lot more development. They need a champion like Ethan Page to carry this going into the CW brand. You know what I mean? Like they need like a veteran to like interact with all these people that are involved in the roster, you know?
That's what I immediately thought. And that's part of why I think that this was the right call to put the belt on Ethan. Not just that I like Ethan Page a lot, but I think it's the right move because he's the kind of heel that can help those other younger people have the better matches and help them highlight what's special about them. He's going to help put some guys over. I think that's going to work really well. I think he's got like the look and everything. He already feels like a polished wrestler. So I think this was the right move.
And he has that really great theme song also. Ego.
Brother, ego.
What's that little bar? I told him to fuck him up.
I don't know what it's supposed to be. But every time I hear it, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, so let's start. Ego. Nah, man. Somebody was getting their shit off in the booth on that one, man.
No, I got this. Just make sure to mention Ego, and then you get to say whatever you want after that.
Yeah, but Oh no, did we lose Cruster?
Possibly.
Okay, hold on.
Oh man.
Wait.
It's the big man.
Okay,
that's us.
That's us. But yeah, no. So but I think this was the right move. I think it's gonna. I think Ethan's gonna do well as champion. And we'll see. I guess.
Does that? My question after every NXT show: does that up your anticipation for CW?
I think that they're doing a lot of good things to build this brand up. There's a lot of excitement around the brand. I think that's a good thing coming to a show. I mean, to a channel like CW.
I mean,
it's not going to be
if you're having the better show than the main roster, that's a pretty good sign.
Yeah, and I mean, based on a lot of reactions I see every week on Twitter, people are enjoying the show. So I think it's good. The other thing, we closed the show with the Joe Hendry tease.
Oh yeah.
And got a massive pop on Wednesday. Not surprised because again, this guy is super duper over.
I wonder what's going on here. You think, Phil?
What with Joe Hendry?
Yeah. You think they're gonna? Because it feels like the pop that they're getting, they're not. Are they doing like a slow burn? Is what I'm saying. Because it feels like, why don't you guys give him everything already? This guy's the most over guy in the whole everything.
Well, I mean, he's not signed over there. He's a TNA guy. So.
Yeah, but I mean.
But yeah, he's getting massively over. You see more signed for him on main roster shows, man. Like
I'm saying, shit, maybe you should
he's
not
out of here.
feature him at all. Now, shout out to Joe Hendry. Like he's, I feel like he's kind of in the same boat as LA Knight. Of like he's been this guy for so long that like people are just catching up to it. But I'm happy that he's like that people are finally catching up to it.
Yeah. Speaking of LA Knight, I think earlier this year, I think it was Melter or somebody was saying this guy is not over no more, not at the Rock's there. I was watching that guy on SmackDown, and again, that take is wrong. This guy is still very much over. All the catchphrases are still working. What he's doing with Logan Paul is actually hidden. And I think he is going to win that belt at SummerSlam.
Same here. He has one of those when his theme hits, Phil, just that beginning, like the crowd goes bananas. Like this guy is still super over. Like I thought when he was involved with the Roman stuff and he was in the championship thing and he had a couple of title matches, I was like, maybe it's over for LA Knight. I don't think it's over for LA Knight. Like I think they could get back to it. Like I think he could still be world champion.
No, he's still doing very well. He'll be fine. I guess before we get into some super chats and some humper chats, we'll get into the other big news of this week. It also kind of leads into the NXT and WWE talk. But Stephanie Vaquer is no longer with CMLL.
What the hell happened here?
That was a big shock to begin the week. But Stephanie is officially signed with WWE. That mystery did not last for a whole day, which was funny in itself. But the news came out, and as soon as I saw the news and I saw the quote about her taking time off for personal reasons, I said, oh, yeah, she signed.
All right. We did it. My fault. I had to clean off my keyboard because those keys got stuck. I can't explain that.
Yes, it's all good. You gotta have
sticky
the
keys
non-sticky keys. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
Nah,
you can't
it's not where it's at. But yeah, that news dropped early in the week that she is no longer with CMLL. They gave us the personal reasons as the reasons why she got stripped of both of her titles. And as soon as I saw that news, I was like, this looks familiar. We've seen this kind of thing before.
I can see what's happening here.
Yeah, so I was like, she signed. And I immediately had that reaction. We got the bad takes coming out of that, of her coming out of the match with Mercedes, of course. And we've had some more bad takes throughout the rest of the week, but that is to be expected at this point. But we got the Fightful Select report that came out right after that. That kind of confirmed that she was signing and she was already in negotiations with AEW and WWE. And then it basically got confirmed. And then, like you said, Sean just came out and was like, hey, guys, Stephanie's over here now.
Welcome to the family, Steph.
Welcome to the family. And immediately confirmed it. Put the heart emoji up there. Heart emoji has been a part of a lot of stories this year.
I'm like, it's becoming a bit at this point, I think. What's going on here?
Yeah, so that it's interesting. It's interesting how fast that happened.
Yeah. There's some controversial bits because I was gonna head to San Jose, California today. CMLL's having, or New Japan and CMLL are having a cross promotional show, Fantastic Mania. And she was supposed to be defending her CMLL Women's Championship on that show, and she's not anymore. So,
yes, she had to vacated her belts, canceled some bookings. Like I said, when you see that, you usually know what that
time
looks
it
like.
is.
And so, yeah, she signed, and look, good for her. Get a bag, get a contract. As soon as she had that match with Mercedes at Forbidden Door, I was like, yeah, somebody's going to sign her. She's got a bright future ahead of her. Yep. And so I wasn't surprised. I was just surprised she got signed that fast.
Me too. By the Fed, it's considering that AEW was courting her.
Right, exactly. Like she's at AEW shows, and they're probably getting emails from Hunter.
I saw a really good take about the whole thing, like where a lot of people, their dream to be a professional wrestler includes pointing to that Mania sign. So I'm not mad. Get your money, honey. Get your money. And we're in a time now where you can get your money and not have that Mania sign point and almost any company. I'm sorry, T. I'll root for you.
Nah, y'all thought she was going over there. Regal. Nah, Regal's theme music.
Yeah, no, that's where she going. That's where she gonna go.
Nah, and so that story came out. You know, shout out to Denise. She did the interview with her recently. She talked about the WWE tryout in 2018. I believe.
Yep.
And so she talked about how great of an experience that was. And of course, there's stories about how WWE is kind of always where she wanted to be. So when you look at it, it's not surprising, but just the way this went of her dropping her titles and dropping out of a show that's coming up in a week.
I respect it.
It looks kind of crazy. And of course, I'm not gonna sit here and go, oh well, how dare you not do your bookings and all this other stuff. Like, man, get your bag, man.
Get your bag.
It's been a very interesting week for wrestling, man. I saw Uncle Dax twerking on Instagram. Anything's possible, man.
Oh, where'd you see that at?
On Instagram. Go to Dax Harwood's Instagram, and he out there booty rocking everywhere.
I'm gonna take your word for that one.
That was not on my bingo card. I was like, Dax,
whoa.
What does this mean for NXT? Because I think with the kind of looming Julia is going to be here, this is pretty big, right?
No, it's a big gift for them.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The other part of it that people, I thought, of course, were being weird about is, hey, you know, having a big match with Mercedes, maybe it kind of helps you. I don't know. But people were like, no, that didn't help her at all. Like, you don't think having this big match with one of the biggest female wrestlers in this industry in New York gave her any kind of spotlight? No? Okay.
Even if somebody that the Fed definitely wants to come back, they would do like, yo, Mercedes, I'm sorry. She's like, yeah, you have to pay me and apologize publicly. I'm not doing that. All right, well.
Yeah. And shout out to Mercedes immediately making Star Maker a part of her bit now.
Period.
I laughed very hard at that.
I love it. Yeah, no,
I thought it was dope.
Over there, they're definitely watching every one of Mercedes' moves. And if you have, and coming out of Forbidden Door, legit, everyone was like, Stephanie, she killed it. She's one of the best. She's one of the best. So, like, this wasn't surprising at all. Them moving in at this rate, like, with how free agency and not free agency and how everything's working these days, you got to move fast as hell. Like, you don't even have time for anything. I'm not surprised by it. Like, I'm surprised that they're sending her to NXT, honestly, at this point. Like, she's a main roster star. Like, I put her
I agree with that.
But I understand why. Like, it's going. I'm waiting for the transition of WWE fans are excited right now. They've been talking. 2 weeks ago they were saying who, but now they've been excited. But then when they learn she can't speak English and she's not cut.
Oh, they're gonna turn on her.
She's dead.
Turn on her.
It's sad.
This was the funny thing that I've watched also this week. Certain people turning on her and going, "Oh, how dare she not, you know, commit to her bookings and burn bridges and all this other stuff. I don't think I need to see the phrase burn bridges again for a while.
No, burn bridges, please.
Let me
Yeah, but
ask you something. When they
so-
fire people and release them, do you think they give a fuck about burning bridges with them?
I don't care
Not
about
at
no
all.
bridges. I don't
Not
care
at
about them
all.
bridges.
But so I thought that was funny. I've seen certain people on one side of the fence being very negative towards her. And then I've seen other people like, aha, you guys fumbled Stephanie. And I'm like, but wait a minute. If they had signed Stephanie, some of these same people would be like, well, who even is this? Like,
Yeah,
is that a big signing for them? Is that going to be a game changer?
Unknown, unnamed people.
But even
now
if
it's
so,
it's
like,
great. Yeah.
if you want to get lost in the shuffle, like Deanna, like Thunder Rosa, no shade. Where's Hater? There's so many women. They're top
Injured?
She hurt.
What do you mean? Where's Hater? She's injured.
Hater's injured, but Deanna is kind of doing whatever. Now she with Thunder Rosa. How many other women are on? I'm saying, how many other women are on that roster that are stars, but
It's apples and oranges. So I think like there's like 4 really great stories happening right now.
they're top heavy. That's what I'm trying to say. They're top heavy, and I think Stephanie would be a great.
I
addition,
mean,
no
you
matter
talking
where.
top heavy, and she's going to the fucking WWE, Cresta.
What are the women doing in the WWE? You got one sloppy seconds chasing Rhea Ripley's man. I don't even know who the other girls do. What the other girl is doing. I don't even know who the other women's champion.
Where's she about to cook at? Is my question.
I guess NXT. Well, everyone else is cooking at according to y'all.
I know, man. But yeah, I think again, big gift for NXT. Happy for Stephanie.
She's gonna kill
Some
it.
of the stuff around this is feeling like the old WWE, which is why I'm not surprised. People that there were like, oh well, how dare this happen this way? It's like, but how much have you kept up with WWE over the past 40 years? They do this quite a bit, and you know it usually looks the same way.
Tuesday for them, like this,
And that's why
new.
when it came out and I saw how it looked, I was like, she signed and this reads a certain way. It definitely seems like she's going over there. And we found out by the end of the day that she's going over there.
Get your
That
money.
news was moving so fast. It was like, oh, she might not be here. She might not be here. She's definitely going to be here within like 4 hours. I'm like, damn, what's happening here?
It is what it is. The game is the game. That's what I thought immediately.
Game is the game.
And you got to move fast now. Free agency is different. And so she wanted to be over there. That's where she is. Good for her.
Get your money.
The game is the game. Damn. It's crazy. Let's get into some super chats and humper chats, you guys, because we got a pretty good amount of them.
Yeah, as usual, humperchats.com/Fightful is where you send your humper chats if you would like to. And, of course, send in your super chats as well.
Yep. Corey David says it's a Obafemi match in Noah and a Sol Ruka match in Marigold.
Guess
I'd be
that's
down for
something
that.
you would like to see. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Sol Ruka in Marigold would be fire.
They announced the tournament in Noah today. I think it's called N1.
Mhm.
And they announced a couple NXT people in that, Josh Briggs and Tavion Heights. Yeah, interesting
I don't know
choice.
who
with
Tavion
Tavion
is, but
yeah, he's like he was in like the NXT breakout tournament. He's one of the newer guys. I think he's in that the group with Regal, Son.
Regal.
The new catch point. And also shout out to the homie Titus Alexander who's in there too, so that's going to be fun. But yeah, I think that this crossover or whatever they're doing, it's going to help for people like that are getting the opportunity. The main people, like seeing AJ there is awesome and incredible, but like he don't need to be over there.
And it's good exposure. Look,
Great
I always
exposure.
point to the young lions. Look at Yu Amara. Look
Yep.
at what's his name? Didn't they even do that with Kota Ibushi for a hot second? And Okada. Let these boys go out there and get beat up by the Japanese wrestlers for a bit.
Yeah, see, that's what's been WWE's issue for all these years, is like they haven't been utilizing that. There's like, we only have our system and blah blah blah, but like, no, send some of your young people over to Japan, send them to England, send them to Mexico, let them get some different training, some different backgrounds. In Mexico, send me to Mexico too. The homie Eloquent says, I'm biased as a producer. The M album was production is still an Eminem album, unfortunately. Let somebody else handle production. It's crazy because his DJ is the Alchemist. Get some beats from him. He's here. What are you doing? And get the good beats.
There's no Alchemist beats on that album?
I think there are, but like he made an Eminem beat.
Okay, wait, because I didn't hear the Eminem album. Is it good? Is it bad? I'm kind of like cooling on Eminem because you hit my girl Megan. I can't.
I heard good things about it for the most part, but I think it's what you expect. The people that are not gonna like it are not gonna like it, and the people that are gonna go up for it are gonna go up for it.
Chris, the thing that you didn't like about it, he's doing more of that.
Oh,
so
yeah.
You don't got to though. Like
that's how I felt. Like I'm like,
you don't gotta do that, baby. You don't gotta do that, baby.
But he's doing like he knows he shouldn't do it, but I'm gonna say I shouldn't. It's like just stop.
Oh, so you're really Slim Shady. I ain't mad at my mom. I'm sorry. It was a good album. It was a good. I'm not gonna lie, like I didn't bump it. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't bump it, but I'm mad at my mom. I'm mad at women.
Yeah, I saw certain older people being excited for this Eminem album, and that's kind of where this is. Like, I'm like, yeah, when you see certain people and certain accounts going, this Eminem album is dope though, and I'm like, I don't ever see you talking about rap. Like, I feel you.
With this and the Common and Pete Rock album, they have started talking about adult contemporary hip hop is becoming a thing, and I'm like, damn, I think I'm adult contemporary hip hop.
Every time I think of that, I think of Common, and I think of that Jay-Z line. I ain't been rapping like common sense. That's all I think of when I think of adult contemporary hip hop.
Adult contemporary hip hop. That's crazy. They can be playing our shit in the dentist's office.
Stop. They play your song? It's the Prince Nana over here, Reg.
Oh, yeah. July 18th, you guys. The Who We Are Part 2 is coming out. A lot of great work. I am featured on the Prince Nana song. Shout out to Rich Lotta for production on that. Very excited about that, you guys. It's going to come out 2 hours after Dynamite this week. So definitely looking for that.
I'm excited for you. Yo, shout outs to Reg. Give Reg all your money and buy his album.
Thank you, Krista.
Yeah, they dropped a few tracks. I saw they dropped one with the homie Victor from the Wrestling Club.
Shout out to him on the Willow track.
Yep.
And the homie Carly Bravo dropped one too. Shout out to the homie Carly. Shout out to the infantry. Shout out to the homie Captain. Eloquent also says EO versus Utami match is fire. Heard AJ versus Marufuji was fire too. Yeah, I've heard both of those matches are great. I'm gonna watch those later today.
Yeah, y'all were talking crazy on AJ's name, and I feel like this year he's trying to remind y'all, like, nah, I still am really good at this. Like, chill out.
Like, I'm AJ Styles, one of the greatest of all time. Like, why are y'all talking crazy about me? But AJ, like, relax on the relax, big dog.
No, they don't want none.
You don't want none. AJ's looking like a real life action figure out here. I'm like, dog.
You don't want none. You don't want none. That's what it is, Phil. You paid the clock. You don't want none, Reg.
You about 48 years old. There's no way that's all natural.
You don't want none.
How you know, man?
How you got that dog in him.
How you know?
Yeah. How you know? Let me ask you something. How you know?
Hey, what's up with that show? Speed. I saw that Mello and Dragunov are having a match this week. I'm like,
I don't know her. I don't know who that is.
Why are they? Why 3 minute? All right. Okay. Corey Davids also says Japan EO and AJ are different. Who from WWE would you love to see have a match in Japan, male or female? Male and female.
Asuka.
Yes.
That's lazy. Come on.
Send Asuka back. Send Asuka back.
Not even thinking. I would like to see Rhea Ripley in a New Japan or a Mara Gold match. I would like to see her. I would like to see her. As far as a dude, I'm gonna still go with Obafemi. He F5'd Wesley without F5 and Wesley.
He did.
Bro, I just think the idea of Asuka doing Mario Gold, if you know, you know.
That is kind of funny.
The Rossi connection. I just think the idea that would be very, very funny. If you've seen the pictures from WrestleMania weekend of her at the Hall of Fame and Rossi is in the same picture, it's very funny.
She wasn't a fan. I want to see like somebody super WWE like Cresta's favorite wrestler, The Miz, maybe in Japan.
The Miz.
What's he gonna do there?
He's gonna do the
just for him. What's he gonna do?
That's the best part is they're gonna drag his ass. Like he's gonna get destroyed when he gets there.
I want to see that shit. Seth Rollins. I'd rather you say Seth
Rollins. Yeah, Rollins.
Rollins is a big one.
Yeah, Rollins.
Do you
think Rollins gonna end his career and like he's not gonna wrestle for anybody else before it's all said and done?
How long is this new contract extension? Didn't he just sign the new contract?
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did. How long was it for? Does anybody know?
think it's like 3
Not I.
years.
3
I
years.
can see.
Okay, that's not that long.
I can see Seth doing the best he is there, and much like Edge, I don't want to do it, but if enough of his homies go over there, AEW,
just like Edge, yeah, he kind of changed the game, I think, because I thought he was a lifer and he wasn't a lifer. I'm like, that opens the floodgates, honestly.
Yeah,
Exciting stuff.
I've heard certain people say there's no such thing as a lifer, so maybe, I don't know.
I
Get
mean,
your money, honey.
when they fired Howard Finkel, I was like, oh man, they don't keep nobody up over there. So
I mean, I also think that wrestling is. CM Punk said he'd never go back to WWE.
I mean, CM Punk's on TV every Monday, and I never in a million years thought that was gonna happen.
He said, unless they give me a big bag of money, and look where he is. It's clobbering time on Mondays.
Nah, the original one is when I saw Ultimate Warrior do a interview in the ring and then die the next day. I was like, anything could happen around here.
Red,
like,
shut up.
The game is the game. Like, Ultimate Warrior came back after like 20 years and then he died the next day. That's crazy as hell.
That was
what kind of voodoo was
insane.
this?
Professional wrestling, ladies and gentlemen.
That is the most professional wrestling thing like in the history of things.
You see your boy Hogan back in the news this week?
Girl. Media literacy is in the dog. It could have took a 5 minute Google. If we're talking about that influencer, unless there's something else I missed.
We are. That's exactly what we're talking about.
A Google
the
search.
The company try to come out and say it wasn't that. Oh no, it's not because they're black. Yeah, I fucking bet. But like,
count hundreds on the tables, 20s on the floor,
and I love it. The best Hogan clip. But
best Hogan clip ever.
Don't you not like as black? They're like black women. What are you doing with Hogan?
There are a lot of people who were
trying to make money
after 2005 who have no media literacy. To me, that's a simple Google search where Hogan says, listen, it's not the fact that I said the N-word, it's the fact that I got recorded. That's crazy. You would record me in my own home? And you dating those brothers?
Mm-hmm.
A Google search. That's in the first 5 things. Why was Hogan? You could look it up. But media literacy is in the dog. People have object permanence. People said last week, like you said, with Stephanie Vaquer, she's so great. She's on WWE, but she sucks. I don't even know where she going over there. Like, girl, not to say you deserve that, but girl.
You messing with Hulk Hogan? Like that? Not even a relevant brand at this point. Like,
you got no wrestling friends? If you watch wrestling for more than 10 minutes, you. Girl.
Maybe they did. They were like, hey, I'm gonna work with this wrestler. And they were like, Hulk Hogan? That sounds great. Because some people just don't know still.
No, they probably were like, man, I'm trying to get it back. I'm trying to do the modeling thing.
But she has an agency. So they should due diligence, ladies and gentlemen. A Google search to stop this.
Bag is better than that sometimes, Cresta, unfortunately. You know?
Okay, brother, let me call you the N-word for this bag.
I know. Integrity is in the dirt. I'm like, you don't like integrity? No, I don't care about that. I care about money. I'm like,
I mean, to be fair,
sure?
if the Fed called me today, so you want to do announcing, y'all gonna
see? You crossed that picket line that quick.
I'm not shit. I never said I was shit.
I'm not shit. Hey, what's over there says JID gives me hope for the future of rap music. Yeah, JID is probably in my top 5 currently for sure. He can really rap.
Yeah,
that's one of the track I listen to of the Eminem.
Yeah, I heard the first on that is really good.
Yeah, the Eminem, and then Eminem got into some wild shit, and I was like, all right. Speaking of Eminem, our friend Aaron Busby says, Reg, that was the nicest thing you said about Eminem in a long time.
Listen, I seen Busby going up for the M album on the timeline. I was like, listen, man. Listen, he's getting all the things he likes. Good for Busby, man.
I'm like, Busby's had a busy couple months, man. He's got a lot of W's these last couple weeks. The Kendrick, the Eminem. I'm like, yo, he's winning right now. Good for him. Good for Eminem. Like he needs another platinum record. He has like 50 of them. Bragov says, appreciate y'all. Happy Grapsody. Appreciate you for showing up again on another Saturday and supporting with us. Tenruza says, what's the with the good vibes in hip hop rap, chance of an Outcast reunion? ? Also, after a big hit, thoughts on Not Like Us vid. Love the bigger picture with DJ Head.
I don't know. That first half of the question is always up to Andre. What does
Yes,
Andre want to do?
exactly. That's pretty much it.
We'll get world peace when Outkast can reconnect together.
Because it feels like Big Boy's been telling us for years. I would be in for it whenever.
Just call me.
But it's whenever Dre wants to record. Somebody just brought up his Life of the Party verse, and it is like, man, every time he does a feature, I'm like, it's okay. Just give us an album.
That's
dog.
the thing. It's like when he came out and it's like, what am I going to rap about? I'm like, dude, every verse you've done for the last 10 years has been some of the best verses I've ever heard. What you mean? Rap more about that.
I can give you a top rap about Clorox. I want to hear what you rap. What you got to say about that?
God, what you got to say about toothbrushes? I will sit here and listen.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Anything you're talking about, I'm about to listen.
Yeah, no, I still revisit his verse off of the Frank Ocean album.
Mm-hmm.
Just give us an album. It's cool.
Yeah, which was supposed to also be a full Outkast song. If nobody's heard that little
tidbit.
It? Yeah, you never heard that little tidbit?
No, I didn't.
Neither did I.
Big Boy was originally supposed to be on that song. There's a version with both of them on there, but they didn't want the essentially like Outkast reunion to be on that record.
That makes sense. That
Politics,
I would have been.
You know what I mean?
That wouldn't have made sense to do it on a Frank Ocean album.
Right. Yeah.
I
so
mean,
they were
I
like,
would have.
this is great, but like we can't, like people are going to be like Outkast is back, and like that's not really the line they wanted to take with it.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about the Not Like Us video. I thought it was really good. Production is really good. A lot of the symbolism in it is great. He put a lot of Easter eggs in there. If you know, you know. The cakewalk and stuff at the beginning, the knock on the door. Surprise, surprise, a lot of things that we love in America are also based on racism.
Oh, no way. No way.
This is the first I'm hearing of this.
I have to tell you, people complaining about Not Like Us getting played out. Y'all would have died during the Macarena, during Who Let the Dogs Out. You would have committed Sudoku during Living La Vida Loca. That video was so good. And I don't want to hear, and it was, no one's even banging They Not Like Us. That man had all of LA, They Not Like Us. Word for word.
I hate when people say, what's his name? Charleston White Road. Nobody playing Kendrick Lamar in Texas. Oh, I hate when people say that. I never heard nobody pull up and play. That's lies.
You are lying, sir. But this again, that's how hit records work. Like it lives on in public consciousness. This is what it's supposed to do. And I mean, man, what is the PSY joint? That was everywhere.
Oh my God,
Gangnam Style. That was everywhere.
That's crazy. You couldn't turn on the phone. You couldn't open your phone. You couldn't turn on the
everywhere
TV,
at football games. Everywhere.
People were doing the dance. It's like, dog, what is going on here? Yeah, and Cresta said, "Who Let the Dogs Out?" When "Who Let the Dogs Out" was a song, and you couldn't do anything without hearing that fucking song.
The Spice Girls in the 90s, early 2000s.
The Spice Girls.
Y'all, if you want to be Molly, y'all would have been mad.
It's just kind of sad, unfortunate state of music. Honestly, as an artist, it's like that's how fast your song could die. It's like it's been 2 months and y'all are still 2 months, dude. It hasn't even developed yet.
Yeah, we're used to
for a week, and people were like, "Yo, no more, no more." I
yeah, exactly.
Get out of
right.
Here.
Yeah,
sad.
We're used to the microwave streaming era of a hit dying really fast. But this is what a hit record's supposed to do. It's supposed to live for the rest of the summer. The summer ain't even over yet. Like, come on.
A hit record's supposed to live for the rest of your life. Like, I still be like, I saw the sign, and like, who the fuck be talking about Ace of Base?
Ace of Base is still on my playlist.
I mean, it does. Them Ace of Base songs do bang though, Cresta.
But I get what you mean. Like, why the hell am I thinking about this song 20 some odd years later? And
why exactly? Because it's a hit and they played it the fuck out and they forced me to love it.
Facts.
Just
that's
like Van Twinblade says, Alpha One have a show on Sunday. Now we will see if the Fed is going to give Ethan stupid rules to follow about working with AEW guys. It's coming.
That's coming.
The politics are already there, brother. That's for sure.
You can cough here in the Fed, but you can't cough around them. If we find out you coughed, you're fired.
I wouldn't be surprised if at the end of the Alpha One show, if Ethan's not like, this is the last Alpha One show, you guys. Like, it wouldn't surprise me one day.
We're closing our doors.
Sorry, you guys. Can't do my streaming show anymore. They said no. Tenruz also says, just waiting for the next What's the Dirt video. What rap hip-hop pods, YouTubes you watch? Is Big Boy TV or Button any good? Who we are too. Appreciate that. We talked a little bit about Buttons recently. didn't we?
Yeah, it's not what it was. It used to be the best hip hop podcast there is, and it's still enjoyable. It's just not what it was. I think he still has like some of the best breakdowns and analysis of rap there is on like a big podcast. But yeah, how'd you feel about this whole power ranking fiasco?
It's like they had the streamer guy Kai Sinai or whatever his name is, and it's
That's
like
where we're at, bro. The game is the game.
But like he did like 2 interviews. Like that's not his brand. Like
No.
when I see him regularly, he's doing like streaming stuff, like he's doing stunts and stuff. But he didn't become like a hip hop thing. Why is he in this? Like why? Who was number 1? I know Buttons was number 2. Did you see who was number 1?
Big Ack.
Academics is number 1.
Oh yeah,
Academics is number
boo.
Big
Yeah,
Ack.
that list is invalid automatically off the strength of that alone. I'm sorry. If
I
Ack
get-
is your
I
number 1, I
mean-
don't know.
As far as like power rankings and what they're talking about, I guess it makes sense. Like
I don't like it for
I don't
what it
subscribe.
means.
Like, I don't want it.
I don't like it for what it means for the space in hip hop media, but in terms of the guy that's tapped in and people were reaching out to him to break news and break records, yeah, Ack is the guy at the moment. Like
Totally.
in terms of like what they're talking about, influence and impact this year during the beef, how everybody was glued to their computer to see what he thought about certain things. I hate it, but
I was gonna say even if he was on some
he's the
bullshit,
guy.
people were checking for it. Yeah.
And
I don't like this answer. I don't like this answer.
and I don't like that that's where this is. I don't like that,
oh, it's
he's
good.
the number 1 guy. I was listening to some stuff from his Spaces, and somebody was saying that Academics is a better hip hop journalist than Elliot Wilson. I was like,
we're good.
We're out of here. We're
good.
done.
Bro.
done. And this was somebody in their 20s, so they didn't understand ignorant what they were saying is. Like they weren't here.
Media literacy. Take me seriously.
Right.
Like they weren't here for what Elliot did and what made Elliot popular. They weren't here for Double XL, any of that stuff. So they don't know that how wrong and uninformed that is. But this is where we are right now. The young folks don't care about that. They're not reading magazines. They're on streams. They're listening to YouTube videos.
Elliot was like number 8 or something. Like he just
I think he was
still here.
5, or something like that. But regardless, just the fact that that's where we are. Like Academics is considered a journalist, and somebody like Elliot is like, oh, that old dude, he's
Madness.
He's irrelevant. It's like, oh, this is
the game is the game.
That's the phrase of the day, ladies and gentlemen.
Listen, man. Listen, not for nothing, Orion. One day we're gonna talk about how we've dual branded this thing, and ain't nobody.
That's another conversation for another day. Buddy. I do want my motherfucking credit though. That's all I'm saying.
I will sprinkle and say, before I was working at Fightful and I was just watching like wrestling stuff, this gave me my black hanging out with my cousins experience. I gotta tell you. So even if it's not just hip hop, this is very culture. This is.
I mean, a lot of people are like, you guys tell us about basketball. You guys introduce us to all these things. I'm like, yeah, Phil and I just be talking too. That's the best part. Like it ain't even no contract effort. We're just like, hey, did you watch that? Yeah, I did watch that.
But
talk about it, yeah.
But yeah, Academics, I understand why he's number 1 in the power ranking. I just don't like what it means for media.
That's it. Yeah,
I just don't like it at all.
Was the homegirl on there? I didn't check. What's her name? Bobby. What's her face? Was she on there?
Bobby Brown?
Bobby Antonoff or whatever.
I don't know. I looked
like,
at like the top
shouldn't
5.
She be? If that's what if this is the criteria, like shouldn't she be?
Yeah, I know like Rory and Maul were in there. I saw a few other streamer guys on there, but I don't know.
It's list time, you guys. I am so
Bobby Altoff is who you're talking about.
Altoff, yeah. It's list time. We're into PW 500 talk. We're into BW 500 talk. Like, you guys are about to be very mad at me. I'm so excited about it.
This is why nobody likes this fucking podcast.
Exactly.
Y'all make your stupid lists. You don't include me. This is the problem with you guys. You think you know every fucking thing.
The best part is like people probably think Cresta's joking, but I've heard
that's
this conversation.
Bro.
That's
I'm not going to say nothing, but I went to an indie show and somebody really complained about that to me. And I'm like, Are you serious? Oh, y'all are dead ass about that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Niggas have beef with us. I'm like, wait, you're beefing with me? I don't even know you.
You took everything from me. I don't even know who you are.
I don't know you.
Yeah.
What did I take from you? I can't take something from somebody I don't know.
I told Emilio a story over a few days ago, Reg, about a certain somebody, and I was like, yeah, I know of dude. I don't really know.
Bro, that's how I felt. How embarrassing is it be? Like you telling me, like, well, they didn't put me on it in Euro Grapsody. I'm like, what the Reg, why you putting me in fucked up situations? You and Phil, that's y'all.
Send the email.
Cresta, and dude, Cresta
Cool.
don't even have to. This person, Cresta doesn't have to ask. She's just like, I'm like, hey,
Send-
come on.
Send the email.
Where's
Send-
the link?
send-
Got
send
you.
something.
At the end of the day, I know I'm going to be number one, so I'm not worried about my spot. BWI, I'm not worried. So,
Cresta is number one on the BW 500, you guys, this year. So
get into it. Be mad.
she put
Be
in
mad.
Oh, but yeah, the rest of your question, Tenruza, I always watch Drink Champs. They're my first pod to check out. Old school, I'm a grandpa. Kid and Play have a podcast. Kid and Play have a podcast. Now I'll be listening to that shit. That's really dope for hip hop. And Questlove Supreme. If you like go through like their history, they have some of the best hip hop podcasts of all time. Their Prodigy episode is one of my favorite. Their DJ Premier episode, like legit one of my favorite. Their Q-Tip episode, it might be my favorite podcast episode of anything ever. So
yeah, I kind of check out everything depending on what the topic is. Like if I just want to see how somebody's covering something, like Rob Markman. I listen to
Rob
him a lot.
Markman's great. Yeah. He's kind of making me want to do some. He does these like reaction video type thing where he's like gets into a topic. I'm like, oh, I kind of what if I
every now and then I'll pull up One App just to see what they're talking about.
Yeah, One App. Yeah, I just listened to them and Ghostface. They get into some good stuff. There's a lot of great hip hop podcasts out there, honestly, at this point.
Yeah,
from people that were there and are worth something. Jason PS3 says CM Punk should have attacked Drew during Money in the Bank ladder match. Yeah, that's kind of how I felt too.
That'd have made more sense, you know.
Yeah, I did like the spot that Drew, the last part of the Money in the Bank where Jay's up there about to get the briefcase and Drew throws the ladder at him like a javelin. Pretty sick.
Yeah,
pretty sick stuff.
Funny. Drew was on that match. Drew, I'm not to say that Drew deserves everything that happens, but you can't tell a man who got injured, I prayed for this and it happened.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like you got into the match, like CM Punk is in the or somewhere. You didn't take him out, and you thought he wasn't gonna pull up. What are you doing?
You poked the bear. Like this is a guy that will not let go of a grudge. You started this with him.
He made a T-shirt of the great, like, dog. You thought this was gonna be fun?
CM Punk would die and go to heaven and be like, yo, where that bitch at, Drew Max?
I'm saying, and this is CM Punk. This guy holds grudges forever, for like 25 years.
Yeah.
You could be dead. He's gonna be like, fuck that guy.
You could be dead, and he's still gonna be like. And you want to do what this with CM Punk? Like, I get it, Drew. Like, you're getting your shit off, but like, this is CM Punk. He's calculated.
Yeah.
Berghoff says Bryan Danielson versus Swerve, Mariah versus Tony, Mercedes versus Britt, Punk versus Drew, Roman's return at SummerSlam. There's so much amazing stuff in August.
Yeah, sounds like a big month for the Graps.
It's a good time to be a wrestling fan.
Anybody go on to SummerSlam? Are you going to SummerSlam, Krista?
Is that in Ohio?
Well, we're not going.
No, we're not going.
I'm gonna be real with you. After going to St. Louis, Chicago, Illinois, there's nothing in the middle of America for me. Y'all don't even got sidewalks. I'm good. I'm sorry.
Points are being made.
Yeah, those are rural areas around Illinois. Not us.
I said what I said.
Some of those places you can't pull up.
Sorry, Phil. I said what I said.
Those are not cities, man. Like, what are you expecting? Those places are not real cities, man. Like,
nah, I can't talk like that because some places in California are like that too, and I'm like, I can't be here.
That's how I feel about anything outside of New York City. I'm like, ooh, brother, what is that?
I can't pull up. But yeah, Cleveland. But yeah, Phil, like the point that Phil's making, we're gonna be on the post show for Fightful for SummerSlam.
Period.
SummerSlam. Summer
Walker.
What was that? Your Booker T biggest party of the summer.
Shut up.
The summer. T-Rap THC says Action Bronson album tough too. Niggas been rapping this year. Oh yeah, I listened to a little bit of the Bronson. He's into this, like the production is on some other shit for sure. NYU's 99 says first time getting to catch Grapsody live in a hot minute. Cresta comes in from out of nowhere with a steel chair and drops I was gonna say grapefruit juice, but
ginger ale, the West Indian special.
Yeah.
The ginger ale West Indian.
You sick, Cresta? She drinking some grandma special.
Ginger ale just tastes good to me. I'm sorry.
Listen, man, the Canada Dry with the fruit splash.
Oh, come on,
the banger right now.
With the dry grape. Stop playing with me.
I'm like, if they wanted to like end a bunch of black people, like I know where they could put the formula at. Put it in some Canada Dry. Put it in some oxtails.
Stop, not the oxtails. I'm a goner. I'm a goner. It was nice knowing you guys.
I'm a goner.
To bring it full circle, that was a common line of, man, you're not wet nothing. You Canada Dry.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Canada Dry.
BBL Bailey. That's in the same vein.
Not for nothing, Bailey. Whew.
That's a Hispanic woman. Don't let the name fool you. Okay? That's not a BBL. That's arroz con dulce.
Bailey had to come out and tell y'all straight away, like, stop these false accusations. Born this way. Yeah.
False accusations.
Whew. I was sweating. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that much.
She been had them yams. Knock it off.
I'm saying. Bianca Layla says Mariah May and Tony Storm equals absolute cinema. That was fire. And shout out to Cresta in the JoJo gear. I own the same hat. Salute to this good Saturday. Appreciate you, Bianca.
Appreciate you.
Tough. It got the characters on the inside too. If y'all don't watch JoJo's, I don't know if y'all are anime.
Oh, I thought she meant like get out, leave JoJo. I was like, dude, I'm
no.
Get out. I was like, damn, Cresta got the JoJo hat. That's sick.
I want you here, right here. I mean, wrong, but so no cheating outside of me. Yeah, I got you. This is a JoJo's reference. I got you, sweetie. Not that JoJo. I got you.
Sorry, you guys. I don't know.
He don't watch anime. He's not a real weeb hottie like Megan Thee Stallion. He's just Reg the Pony.
That's it. Steph the Writer says, after SummerSlam, I need Cody to move on from Bloodline and get new opponents. Honestly, Cody has been in the WWE and only been with Bloodline the whole time. It's like
AJ Styles back to Bloodline.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot. I don't like you guys. Let's fight some more.
Oh, he did that thing with Brock Lesnar that one time.
Oh, yeah, he was. Oh, yeah, Brock. We fought.
We don't talk about Brock Lesnar.
Oh, yeah, he's not canon. He's not canon no more.
You see when they put that SummerSlam list out and they tried to like not put Brock Lesnar matches on there. It's like, I mean, he was a big part of SummerSlam.
Dude did like 10 main events in a row. I think like.
Imagine centering your company around this guy and oopsie poopsies, he's a piece of crap. Oh.
Happens a lot in wrestling. Happens a lot.
They got to edit a lot of footage around these parts. That's going to be somebody's just permanent job at this point. Like, could you edit out all the bad shit on it?
Yeah, just like it's somebody's job to, scout and watch other shows.
Rigo.
Deontay Soignier says, I'm always with love and positivity, but let me talk my ish. Max, once a piece of shit, always a piece of shit. Hope his food falls on the ground.
Crazy.
And Swerve beat the best in the world. Who beat the best in the world? He's the guy. All of y'all. Yeah, Phil and I have been saying for months, we don't believe Max. We never believed him for 1 second of the day. Never.
Hope his food falls on the ground. It's hilarious.
Max Caster or MJF?
No, MJF.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no.
What about Caster, though, Cressa?
I don't.
She said, I don't.
If we talking about rap, I'm just saying, if we talking about rap strictly, put it down. It's time. It's time to pack.
Put it down.
Listen, man. Big Money Manny might have got him up out of here with that video, man.
Nah, Manny gave it to him while eating a bowl of cereal. I think.
Man, he was like, nah. Let me take care of this right quick. A little light work.
Shout out to Mansoir, absolutely frying my homeboy.
Yo, bro, that was. Listen, I get it, but like, and then you trying to say that's cultural appropriation for Masay to be like, Shut your ass up. You can't.
No, not this time,
man.
Max.
In the kitchen, I'm cooking like a stir fry.
I'm saying, not cultural appropriation on this one, brother. He got you.
Ooh, I'm sorry. Listen, I've been feeling that way for a long time about Max Caster. That's it. I don't have anything else to say. I'm sorry. I'm shutting up.
Hey, man, you think Acclaim is going to be still in his blood and guts match? What are we doing? Are we moving forward with them?
I got to tell you, man, don't care. I don't care. I want to, but Max Caster's been given like, I'm going to heel turn or something's going on with that character in particular where I'm like,
I don't know. It's going to.
What they represent, it makes sense, right?
Homegrowns.
But
somebody else wasn't available.
No, literally, somebody else wasn't
somebody
available.
else wasn't available. kind of exactly what happened. Where you at, ball and gun?
Twerking on Instagram. I'm about to send you that video.
We want
right
you
now.
here and you're twerking on the fucking internet, dude. What's going on here?
Listen, you gotta get the ute. You gotta get the ute.
Listen, that's how you get them views. Leonard Aarons III says, congrats to WWE, over-celebrated mid that they are and will continue to be for oversaturating the landscape with their overhyped mid. Briggs and Heights and the N1 parade of nobodies to Impact.
Wow. Yo.
All right, not too much on the Impact. That's crazy. That's
I mean, the trade-off has been kind of wild, bro. Like, hey, look, we're gonna get your champion Jordan Grace. We're gonna get one of your most over guys in Joe Hendry. Hey, man, take Tatum Paxley though.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. When's the name of time in WWE history where they haven't hold TNA? I'll wait.
We thought this was gonna be different. That's it. That's all.
This is a little bit different. This is a little. They didn't take their whole main roster yet. I mean, their whole main event scene yet. So please, okay.
I mean, that's kind of the bit with TNA. They don't have like a.
They ain't got none.
They have a real main event scene to snatch.
Red, shut up. Red,
has your boy Moose pulled up yet?
Moose.
Has he crossed over yet?
Who gonna wrestle Moose? Over Febby?
I think that match would be fire, honestly.
Yeah, two big niggas, I'm with it.
Me. That's an oxtail ass match. That's an
I'm
oxtail
saying. That's an oxtail centric max. Two ox.
Two oxtails.
Tin Rudes also says TK tweeting at 2 a.m. He's feeling good about 2024 and AEW. He's cooking something. Last minute Motor City Machine Gun signing / TV deal. What do you want AEW? What do you want in AEW going into 2025?
I want the tag division.
I want the Motor City Machine Guns. Yeah, exactly.
Like, get the tag division cooking again. Like, that's the last missing piece over there.
That's it. Honestly, like, we talked for so many months, for a year straight, on how we wanted the women's division to get better. And like, you guys have improved their stories with that. There's non-title stories going on. Now it's the tag division that, like, this company was built off tag team wrestling. Like, the tag team that I want to be tag team champions are the tag team champions. Let's do something with it. I know they're building towards blood and guts. I know what's happening here, but we should also have some side stories talking about these championships.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, I am very curious to see who will be the first Japanese AEW World Champion. Got some good options with Takeshita.
I think Takeshita, he's got a strong argument in there.
You also
Okada,
over there.
You know, we have one of the greatest Japanese wrestlers of all time.
So that, you know, I'm sure that they will start building towards that by 2025.
What do you guys think about the I always think about the middle championships, the TNT, the International, and the Continental. I want something more. When people talk about too many championships, those are always the ones I focus on, because I feel like those all kind of accomplish the same things, but they're not utilizing it. Like, when's the last time Okada defended the belt? Like, you know what I mean? It's like you have these belts and they're just like they feel like props.
Yeah, I mean, he was until he got pulled into this Team AEW versus Team Elite stuff, and I just feel like this storyline is kind of going on too long. I was just thinking about that last night when we saw the quote from Tony where he's saying, we're going to get a women's blood and guts match one year. And I was like, this was probably the year to do it. Because you could have, not to drag him. I feel like this is the year you could have done it, because You could have stopped the AEW versus Elite thing with the Anarchy at the Arena, and I wouldn't have been mad at it. And you could have
I
used the
thought
blood
that
and
was the
guts
blow
match.
off.
Yeah, you could use the blood and the guts match for the women. You got enough feuds going with the women where you could have set up two sides.
The only thing I like about the men's blood and guts is just setting up Swerve. Like he should be involved in AEW versus somebody thing, but they could have maybe happened a little bit sooner. So I don't really know. You know what I mean? Like the match is going to be fine, but yeah, I'm kind of ready for a women's blood and guts match too, I guess is the main
But it's
story.
like, who would be in it? And all I can think
The
of
women's?
is ROH invading AEW, quote unquote, and have Athena, Billy Starks, Queen Aminata don't jack with those girls because they're mean. But you know what I mean? Like those type of girls, and then you got like, Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa are not gonna be on the same team.
No. The story there makes all the sense in the world. You got certain baby faces that already have dance partners on the other side. Just have Tony, Willow,
Thunder Rosa,
Britt.
No, Britt would be on the other side.
I'm like Thunder and Britt.
No,
Back to back always sounds really funny.
No, Britt's on the babyface side.
But I thought Thunder Rosa don't fuck with Britt Baker.
That's part of the story of the match. It's getting them to get along and have the match.
I can they coexist?
Yeah, and then on the heel side, it's all the people that are heels against them: Statlander, Diana, Mercedes, and Mariah.
I'm not mad at that.
It would have been that hard to book that.
Phil did that.
Well, that would have to been after because Tony and Mariah thing. Like,
yeah, that just happened.
Yeah,
they haven't had the official match yet, so.
But you could have done the WWE thing of, all right, well, soon as Tony gets in the ring, Mariah runs away, and then they create all excuses for them to not touch each other.
You hit the Dakota Kai, open up the cage, and kick the shit out that next girl.
Yeah. It would have worked. It could have worked.
It could have worked. They could have booked it. Steph the Writer also says, when Randy Orton declared his undying loyalty, I thought he was turning on Cody or getting murdered.
Yeah, he's gonna turn on Cody. It's inevitable.
Yeah,
trusting Randy Orton in 2024
is
clownery.
Yeah, don't do that. Van Twinblade says, big ups to Cresta's JoJo hat, not the same.
Not leave, get out.
We've established that right now.
Wait, Reg, you don't watch anime?
No, I don't watch anime.
I think you would like JoJo's.
Why would you think that Reg watches anime? He does not look like an anime fan at all.
Bro, I don't look like it. I know mad people don't look like anime fans.
No, you look like an anime fan.
That's
what
crazy.
are you talking about? You do look like an anime fan.
You do look like an anime fan, Cresta. Wrestling takes up that, like, there's that block. It takes up all of that block.
That's fair.
And then there's the rest of life. I can't. Like, I can't. I try to get into video games. I can't. I try to get. I just can't. Like, wrestling is so much that I can't have anything else.
That's fair. That's how I am with wrestling too. But wrestling and RuPaul, they're the same thing to me, so I could watch them both. So,
yo, one time I went with my friends in West Hollywood. We watched the season premiere of Drag Race, and that. I've been to wrestling shows and I've never seen anything as wild as that bar for that season premiere. Like,
Drag
I was like, this shit was crazy. Season. I'm saying, y'all got y'all, like, it's like people are stoked. They're hanging off the rafters. They're cheering and shit when people I'm like, it's crazy out here.
It is so serious because if you really think about drag queens and wrestling, drag queens, before you get on RuPaul's Drag Race, you in the indies. And mad people know you from the fucking indies. So when you get on RuPaul's Drag Race, which is the Fed, you like, because RuPaul is Vince McMahon, for better or for worse, take it how you want it. Like, it's an old crazy person out of touch making the young people do flippy doos, Vince McMahon. Anywho, when you finally see people get on, it's like, oh my God. And people have amazing careers afterwards. Imagine knowing John Cena before he was John Cena, or going to that Glasgow show where you got to see Drew McIntyre, Becky Lynch,
I was gonna say,
and then seeing them on RuPaul.
People be talking about some of the drags, like drag queens, like I be talking about Bryan Danielson before him. Like, they went through this, they went through this. I can't believe. I'm like, yo, RuPaul's Drag Race has really changed the world. Bro, shout out to that though. That's dope. Like having a lane. It's like the challenge for sports and shit.
Yeah. I feel like this is more wrestling because it's reality, but they're the wrestlers. The only difference is your death dropping versus dropping dead.
I mean, sometimes I'll be seeing better promos on Drag Race than I see on wrestling, so I get it. I see it. The promos sometimes I'm like, damn, they cooking.
There are 4 promos, and 2 of them for Drag Race that live rent free in my mind. Okay, and I can recite that one as much as I can recite. You know that all men are created equal, but you look at me and someone with Joe, and you can see that statement is not true. So I will spare y'all. I'll spare y'all.
That's wild as hell, man. Hey, what's over there says, do you guys think that when NXT moves to CW that they will go back to Wednesday nights?
I forgot NXT was on Wednesday.
I do not.
I wouldn't think so. I think they like Tuesdays, and it just feels like a CW show on Tuesday. I don't know that time slot feels right for them.
Yep.
Speed Punk says, did you guys watch MLW last night? We did not. 2 of my favorite matches were Cruel versus Matt Justice and the Opera Cup first round. Kenta versus Bobby Fish. Those ruled. I think that streamed for free on YouTube, and if it did, I will check that out.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but
I didn't see it. I didn't know Bobby Fish was out here wrestling for real.
Mm-hmm. I like MLW, but they're not first over anybody. Like they're like, oh yeah, like MLW. No, I'll check that out.
Boy, Mads Kruger.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's where the homie Jacob Fatu though cut his teeth and got his shit in. So they do got a lot of good stuff going on. I like a lot of people over there, so I will check it out. Delayed Gratz says WWE is about to sign the Rampage jobbers.
Listen, we all gotta go somewhere. Let people get their money. Come on.
Listen, all I heard was sign, and that means some wrestlers getting a big bag, and that's all I care about.
That's fact.
Like we could sit here and fight all day about where people should have been and what they should have did. Somebody got paid from a wrestling company that don't be trying to pay people. Let's get it.
Imagine getting paid to sit in the back.
Mm-hmm. Get to be in America. Like it's all kind of shit you get to experience. Like we should be happy for these people. Smiley BWR, our friend says, afternoon, black folks. Hope everyone is doing well. Wrestling is awesome right now. I don't know why people complain. Like, shut the fuck up. It's Saturday. It's 95 degrees. I'm gonna go get my nails done. Hi, Reggie. Hi, Tracy, my friend.
I feel like
you're doing well.
You didn't read that right.
What happened? What I said?
It's Saturday. It's 95 degrees. I'm gonna go get my nails done. Hi, Reggie.
Yeah, I did not read it that same way, but
I don't see you reading it that way. But
it's 95 degrees.
Yeah, I laughed at Smiley earlier this week because I saw the Denise tweet where she was like, "Congratulations to Smiley on winning the Cena shirt," and I was like, "Wait, I know this person."
Me too. That's exactly how I felt. Like, wait, some worlds are colliding here. I know Tracy, that's my friend, and Denise is also my friend. What's going on here? This is rigged.
Denise and this cat too. Like, what's going on over there?
Luckily, she had to give the cat back, but she is officially cat lady. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, this weekend she doesn't go and adopt a cat. Like, it got her ass.
Denise and his cat saga is almost as interesting as Stone Cold and being a cat dad.
Stone Cold got the cat saga too, man. The cats are taking over the world.
Nah, the funniest cat saga I've seen is Terrence Howard and his cats. That he was like trying to get people to adopt. You've never seen this?
No, I'm just the first time hearing about this.
It just sounds funny.
Yeah.
There's an IG clip of like Terrence Howard laying on the bed. He's got like a bunch of kittens all over him, and they're like rubbing all over his face. He's like petting them. I was like, "What is this?"
This sounds crazy. Y'all
I can say this.
You've never seen this? It's hilarious.
That sounds very light skinned.
Y'all don't want one of these cats, man?
It sounds super light skinned. You're so right. He's on the bed with a bunch of cats over him.
Yeah, bro, it's wild, bro.
Anybody else hot? I'm hot.
Our homie Will Chisholm says, when Jacob was looking crazy and dancing to Solo's theme last night, it popped me. That man is the truth.
Here, bro.
I'm telling you, that transformation that Jacob makes from like, I'll kill you to like, I'm having a good time out here is like so great.
Him and Jimmy are the most unserious ooses I've ever met ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait for their interactions. Damn. That's
two unserious motherfuckers.
That's going to be so good. Will Chisholm also says, what y'all think of Bad Blood teaser with Metro and Cody? I don't know why I laugh and look like they hotboxed the car. LOL. Yeah, we talked about it a little bit. Yeah. I don't see Cody hotboxing. Yeah, that's probably
He
I mean,
is a stand-up guy.
what was he doing before they came in there and did that scrum? They was doing something.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. him and Jay were lit that one.
I mean, to be fair, Cody Rhodes' name is Cody Vontavious Luther Jamal Rhodes Rodriguez. So,
I mean, I know that Big Dust was definitely smoking some big dust. So
shut up. Yeah.
All right.
Y'all leaving this call. I gotta go.
Okay. All right. Sorry, Dusty. I love you, man. I'm just making jokes out here. Van Twinblade says, Cresta, make Reg watch Keenan Kook. What is that?
Yo, I don't even know what that is. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't even know what that is. Kinukuman? Kinukuman. Ultimate Muscle. It's wrestling and anime. I'll check it out. I don't know what that is. I've heard of Ultimate Muscle, but I didn't know the name. But yeah,
that's the official title.
I mean, we could watch. Maybe do a watch along. Make Reg a nerd.
The issue is like anytime I'm like thinking about it, I like my friend is into it and other people are into it. It's just so much. Like I can't just like watch one. Like you gotta watch like 100 episodes of this thing, and like I don't have time to watch.
Hold on. I will never bully you to watch on Nerudan Shippuden. Or One Piece, because those are the most egregious ones.
That's why people always bring those up and like, you got to watch 150 episodes. And then in that 150 episode, that's when it gets good. I'm like, what?
I'm already addicted to crack with wrestling and RuPaul's Drag Race.
I can't.
What? I'll give you a solid 12 episode one or a 9 episode one. Maybe
that's what I'm saying. Okay, if I could get into like an 8 or 9, I could do it. But if I got to watch 25, 30, 50, 90, I can't.
JoJo's is an extended run, but it's not that far.
And
yet,
honestly,
so
I'm just 50? Basing it off Dragon Ball Z because I like my cousins, and that's the history of it is just like my brain just says anime Dragon Ball Z, you know?
Fair. I would say, I think if you want to just at least watch a movie, I would suggest to the both of you, I think Akira would be cute. It's an older movie, but it's.
What do you mean the both of us? Like I've seen Akira 1,000 times.
No, you can't recommend to Phil. He's.
I'm sorry. My apologies.
I'll watch it.
Yeah, Akira, I think would be up your alley.
What's your favorite number one anime, Phil? Do you have a number one? I know that's hard. That's that's pretty deep.
It might be Death Note.
Death Note. That's a long ass one.
No, Death Note's not that long.
It's easy breezy.
And then what's yours, Cresta?
Sailor Moon. Sailor
Moon's number one.
I mean, Death Note is good if you're cerebral. For me, at least. I got to episode 3. I was like, yo, this no you. I'm like, I can't.
No, Death Note is essentially like if Breaking Bad was an anime.
Oh, okay.
That's a good analogy.
That's a good description. Yeah, good description. I like that.
Imagine you had all this power. You could write someone's name in a note. Oh, you talking shit to me online? Yo, user 700 takes an arrow to the dick and dies.
Okay, yeah. Later. I like that. That's a good description of it too. David Reed says, "Don't think the Acclaim are in blood and guts. Hangman disrespect towards Renee Wednesday makes me think it leads to Mox returning. Wednesday.
That was nasty work.
Oh yeah, we didn't like that Hangman. Like none of us liked that at all.
I didn't like that at all.
I
chuckled this week as well at people on Twitter like Hangman's not a heel. He hasn't done anything wrong. What are you guys talking about? He spit on Jeff Jarrett standing next to the trophy. Like, what do you mean? Like, he's a heel. He's a bad guy. What are you talking about?
Jeff Jarrett standing next to the trophy crying about his friend, and Hangman spits on his foot. Oh, no, he's not a heel. He just,
to be fair, don't like Jeff Jarrett. It's Jeff Jarrett. Like, you were good for 5 minutes, Jeff Jarrett. I didn't forget.
Jeff Jarrett crying. They're like, nah, it doesn't matter. It's just Jeff.
I can't believe people were doing that. He's not a bad guy. It's like, no, he's doing very bad guy things. What do you mean?
And then the Renee thing, like we know if you disrespect Renee, bruh, come on, we don't play that. And then Marcus M says, if there is a third women's match at All In on the All In card, what should it be? Willow, a Chris, or a multi-women match?
Athena doing something if she's healed by then, and that's how I feel. If she's your longest reigning champion, do something with the ROH. You piss me off.
I think I have to assume Willow Chris might be on the All Out card.
At least like the pre-show match, yeah.
Yeah, I have to assume it's probably going to be on the All Out card instead of All In, if I had to guess. But
you said All Out, not All In. Yeah, I would think that. I agree with Phil saying the next 2 weeks after All In. we talked did we talk a little bit about this on Ask Grapsody of like we could potentially see Saraya get a match? Like I wouldn't be the most surprised if she got one.
Would
You know
not
what I
be
mean?
shocked
it's in
at
her
all.
hometown, technically.
Yeah,
Technically.
you know? Like they gave her the big moment last year, but like, oh, do it again. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it makes sense, especially her and Cameron on the same team. So.
Yeah, like a pre-show match or something. Just for the big pop.
Yeah, I do think it was nasty that they played in Emmy's face. Didn't give Emmy the match last year, and then had Saraya come out with the Queen music. I'm like, come on, dog. Why y'all do that?
They was playing.
Everybody coming out with the Freddie Mercury gear too. I'm like, oh y'all.
Yeah, they was playing
y'all playing all in Emmy face, man.
Emmy been on every show trying to get this over, y'all. Really, Freddie Mercury, that's my shit. Don't forget, and people forgot. That's all of our super chats. Appreciate y'all. Y'all are dope.
We have a bunch of Humper chats to get into.
The rest of the show is just Humper chats.
Before we do that, I'm gonna hit you guys with a word from our sponsors.
What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Sapp, Fightful, here to tell you about BetOnline AG. The highest credit card acceptance industry-wide, 25-plus year track record, safe and secure online environments, payouts in minutes, the fastest in the industry. You can bet big with their high limits and rebet functionality, the earliest line, so odds open before the competition, the industry's best bonuses on every qualifying deposit, and we're talking on everything. Wrestling, they got it. MMA, they got it. Boxing, they got it. But hey, you know what? I know we're Fightful. We don't just live for that. Football, basketball, baseball, hockey, racing, esports, anything you can think of. Not only that, this is exclusively where Fightful gets our lines from. If you hear us talking about lines on a prediction show or on our post shows, it is always from BetOnline AG. Please bet responsibly and only bet what you can. BetOnline.ag.
Every time we run that ad, I laugh at the way the SRS starts it. It's just like, yeah. Hey, Sean Ross Sapp, Fightful. Bet online.
It's SRS, yeah, Fightful online. Bet online though, that's a great.
But as you said, bet online for all of your betting needs. Please bet responsibly.
Yes, sir. Get your bets in. I don't think California's allowed on some of these sites or something, because sometimes I'll be trying to bet and they be like, "You can't, dude," and I'm like, "Yo, I'm trying to get my bet in though. So if you can, do one for me, because like I want to be involved too."
I'm gonna say I'm sorry, Reg, because I see the anime recommendations coming in the chat. I'm so sorry. I don't know. I'm so sorry.
See, this is exactly what I was talking about. It's always too much.
You don't watch anime? Let me help. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I fucked up.
Show him this one. I appreciate y'all. Y'all are great. Just saying, I don't have time.
You can recommend it. I ain't looking.
I'll make a list of your recommendations.
He'll put it on the BWI.
Also, like, where do you find anime at? Like on YouTube?
No, it's pretty easy to find in 2024. There's big streaming platforms dedicated directly for anime. It's
okay.
A lot of anime on Netflix.
Crunchyroll.
Oh yeah, I do actually see a lot of Netflix anime actually. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, you can watch anime on Hulu, I believe. Yeah.
Just Google it. That's what I do if I want to look at something. I think I watched Sailor Moon Crystal on Crunchyroll or something like that, or Anime Central. There's a million sites you can.
So you do like Crystal, because there's a big part of the fan base that hates it.
I am a Sailor Moon stan. There's nothing unless Sailor Moon, even if Sailor Moon shitted on and clapped, I would probably still watch it. And I'm a stan. So.
Yeah, there are people that absolutely hate it. I think it's like the art style or something about it that people don't like. But there's a whole sect of the fan that thinks that Crystal is garbage.
Well, Crystal to me was more along lines with the original, not the American version. So do with that information as you will. But
weird American version where we're supposed to believe that these people that are very intimate to each other are cousins. And
those are cousins.
Like lesbians. Like
cousins.
Anime, there you go.
Anime, baby, ruining
That's
everything.
our anime talk for the day, you guys.
Megan Thee Stallion's the only other time Reg is going to talk about it for real.
Listen,
like if Meg was like, "I need you to know about anime right now," like
Meg got
Roxanne.
everybody doing that dance challenge that she did with
I'm sorry.
with the Sailor Moon outfit she had on in the TikTok. Like everybody's doing like the Sailor Moon hands now. Like it's a thing.
I've been doing that. Like so.
I have to scroll past Megan Thee Stallion videos fast. I just like I
Why?
need minutes. I need my time. Like I can't just sit here and watch these videos all day. I saw a Carrie Hilson video yesterday. I was like, Carrie Hilson, leave me alone. I need to
out here.
I need the rest of my day to not watch this video 5,000.
I've seen the same Carrie Houston video.
Now I gotta find this Perry Hilson video.
brother. I was like, listen, I need to do stuff with the rest of my day, Carrie Hilson.
There's a video of her just like walking up behind the stage of getting ready to go on stage, and it's like for whatever reason taking her 2 minutes to walk up to the stage.
She's walking for so long. Like,
She giving you the Undertaker entrance.
But like the whole time I'm like, this is like I can't watch this anymore. Leave me alone, Carrie Hilson.
I have shit to do.
She is just
yeah, we've got a bunch of humper chats. We didn't get into any of them.
Humpies.
Before we get into our humper chats, Rhea Ripley is back.
Oh, Rhea's back. Yep.
They basically slow walked the dog with this for a little bit. They teed this up on this week's episode of Raw, and that was a big cliffhanger that Rhea Ripley is back. Dom got caught in a very compromising situation, and Liv immediately got out of there. But yeah, Rhea Ripley.
The way that Liv ran out of there, I'm like, okay, I see what you was doing.
You knew
I've seen women do this before, Liv, and
diabolical from jump. And poor Dom, like, I don't know how this is happening, man.
And I've seen the people in Dom's position before too, of like, oh shit, I'm in too deep.
I ain't do nothing.
But like, yeah, I'm like, I didn't know you was watching this.
you just tell the truth. It's like, yo, listen, I like you. You gotta go. You crazy. My girlfriend's crazier though. So now everyone's dying.
But
when she knows that your girlfriend's crazy and she's with it, that it's an other added extra element,
But look, all of this is filmed. Dom can easily be like, I didn't want any of this. I've been saying this for like 2 months that I didn't want none of this.
True.
I'm gonna quote Carlito here. Why are you hard? That's cool. You know what I mean?
Why was Carlito the guy that noticed that, by the way?
Phil,
that was kind of
wild. Think like even if there's video evidence and you tell a woman, you think she cares? I didn't care. You think she's still gonna care even with video?
That's crazy
evidence
how he asked
that?
you, Phil, a man. That's crazy.
I'm just saying. You know how they be working. She ain't gonna care. I don't care what you said. I don't care what you did. I saw y'all in the ring laying on top of each other, and both of y'all are dead.
It'd be one thing if it was just that, but there were mad times you could have told her, like, hey, what you doing? Talking to my girlfriend. What's your name? Girlfriend. Rhea Ripley is my name. There were mad things you could have done, but you didn't.
She not here though, Cresta. She gone.
Okay, now your girlfriend out of jail. What you gonna do?
Listen, man, long distance relationships are hard, man.
I'm saying, look, she not here right now. Like, we're not doing everything that me and my girl do, but like, we're hanging out.
That's diabolical.
We're not doing the same things, but we're hanging out though. You know what I mean?
Man,
like,
it's cool.
We kicking it. She bringing me chicken nuggets. Like, she down with the crew.
She got my friends some tag title matches.
I'm saying, like, she helping the boys out. She got us a video game. Like,
I mean, and Liv also could very easily drop her version of the Hangman promo. Like, wait a minute, why am I the bad guy here? This person years ago, she's the one that joined Judgment Day and turned on me. Then she injured me, cost me the tag titles. All of these things before this. Like, why am I the bad guy?
That's true. Yeah.
Object permanence.
Yeah. Why am I the bad guy? We forgot. Go because y'all like Rhea now. Like that. Is it changed like that?
I mean, it worked on Dom. Remember when she was choking out Dom for months, and now he's her boyfriend?
Yeah.
It'd be like that.
My question is, okay, so Rhea Ripley's back. Was Liv a placeholder with that championship? Does the championship go immediately back to Rhea?
Yes.
Far
be it for me to say.
Yes.
Damn it! Does that suck for Liv, or is this?
Hey,
okay?
she got a good run on
over?
Raw where she was like a main character. She was a part of a main storyline. Even if she doesn't beat her at SummerSlam, it's inevitable. Rhea's going to win that belt.
Definitely, yeah.
I always come back to Liv Morgan to that Becky Lynch promo when she was like, "You're gonna spend months making these people believe in you just for you to get the title for them." Like, "Yeah, get the shit off of her," and it happens every fucking time.
Every single time.
Yeah,
Every time. But yeah, no, I think the storyline that they've done with Liv is good, but no, you could see she's only had like 2 title defenses over 3 months. Like this was
There's
all
no
built.
contenders at all besides Rhea.
No, this was all built around Rhea coming back and getting her title match at SummerSlam if she was.
What if Liv JBL's it for Rhea every time and just like, I'm running up the ramp. I don't care if you win, but I'm still gonna retain. And that's the only way I can see it. Only way I can see it happening. You can JBL it, baby.
But no, it's inevitable. Rhea's getting that belt back so fast. Like they didn't even want her to lose it. It feels like
it's coming.
Or do you feel like do you feel like they felt like they needed to put this on Liv to do that? Like, is she going to be champion again? I guess is my question.
Liv?
Yeah.
Maybe somewhere down the line, but
yeah.
I feel like all of this is just the setup for the build for SummerSlam. And I mean, it actually kind of worked out in their favor because the fans wanted Liv to have the match at WrestleMania, and you got a few months of build out of this. Now you have a really good rivalry going into SummerSlam, and you got a big match around this title, but I just wish they would have given her matches in between.
Some more. Yeah.
What if Tiffany Stratton cashes in during their match?
Oh, a cash in.
I just thought about that.
But she's on SmackDown.
But she can do whatever she wants.
She can't do whatever she wants.
I'm trying to big brain it. I'm sorry.
But I do think it makes more sense for her to cash in on Rhea than it does for Bayley, honestly.
Yeah, it does.
I would cash in on Liv. Oh no, I would let Rhea be her first. I don't cash in on the fucking Rhea Ripley.
I mean, because there's still so many, like all the big matches going into the future of like Mania and stuff is all around Rhea and not around. Like I like Liv, but like the game is Rhea here.
The game is the game.
The game is the game. Rhea Ripley. But it's dope. She got a huge pop coming back. There's been a couple of weeks like during Money in the Bank, people were convinced that AJ Lee was returning. I'm like, these rumors start online, and like before on Monday, everybody's like, Rhea's coming back tonight. Rhea's coming back tonight. Like, where do you guys get this from? Is it just people
I think
talking?
it's just
trust
people's
me, bro.
hopes.
I said it. So
it's just a trust me, bro.
Bro. Source me.
And then when it happens, they could be like, I did it. So it's just like they're throwing shit at the wall type of deal.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like if anything, they're building with a legend. They're very much getting people to think that Tiffany versus Trish Stratus can happen.
They are. Yeah.
Why?
Trish has been showing up.
Mm-hmm.
No, maybe I need to watch NXT. That's the long and short of it because I don't know what's going on. So I'm just like, why? But I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know why people. Maybe because Punk is back, they think that now it's not that far fetched that AJ could come back. But it just seems like that's what people are hoping for more than it's actually happening.
Right.
Like Punk got asked about it in the scrum, and
that's crazy.
He was just like, well, I can't answer for her, guys.
Yeah, I'm like, where are people getting this from? I didn't understand.
Let me ask you a question, sir. Yeah, it's actually about your wife.
Yeah, right. What's up with your wife? I'll probably let her answer that question.
Great match. Anyway, when's your wife coming back?
That's exactly how it happened.
That's crazy. That's fucking crazy.
Great pop out there, but when's your wife coming here? Because
yeah, we don't care about you, Christian Mingle Punk. Where's AJ Lee?
That was wild about that Rollins segment as well, where Punk is just like, listen, you never let anybody talk about your wife and your kid. This guy took my bracelet with my wife and my dog on it.
Yeah.
May not mean anything to you, but it means something to me. That's my wife and my dog.
I'm pretty sure that's what everybody uses against Seth Rollins now when they're in a feud with them. They say
that's
that
what I was like,
your
of all
wife
people,
is better than you. Like that, we've heard Roman say that. Like, what do you mean? Everybody says that.
Sounds like she may be better than me, but I'm still here champion. Fuck out of here.
And what's up with Becky ain't signed?
But yeah, Becky's chilling. She at home taking thoughtful poses like this.
I mean, yeah. To your point, somebody just asked Rollins about Becky in an interview during the weekend.
Good match, Seth. Where's your wife?
You lost the belt. You lost the match, and you lost all this. But what's up with your wife, though?
So it's gonna happen.
That's so fucking rude.
That's crazy, ain't it? You just fall for you. Like you just put your life on the line in the wrestling. What's up with your wife, though?
Bro, you messed with the match of the year. 87 stars in the Tokyo Dome. That's great and all. Where the fuck is your wife?
Where your wife at?
Yeah,
Where your wife at?
We're trying to hear Light It Up.
Speaking of re-signs, we heard that Natty Neidhart is officially back with the WWE. She did some teasers that she was going to go somewhere else, and she was like, actually, I'm lying. I'm still here.
That's a lifer. That's a lifer right there.
Wait. I thought people were trying to tee up this open challenge next week.
With Grace and Natty. That's what I heard, too.
Nope, not happening.
No,
Natty's not gonna be there.
The Mercedes Open Challenge, because she's doing the Anybody But Brit Open Challenge.
Yep, not going to be Natty. She's not going to be there.
Nah,
be there at all. She about to be at home with her husband.
Yeah, no, that hashtag is very funny too.
Before you see Natty there,
no, that hashtag is hilarious too. Every time Mercedes does Anybody But Brit, hilarious.
Bro, that's how I feel sometimes about our mayor in New York. Anyone but Eric Adams. Shit, I'll do it. I'll do it. Anyone but this guy.
You gonna get a? I saw you guys are getting trash cans now. I'm like, wait, they didn't have trash cans? What was going on?
Man, stop just throwing the big bags of garbage on the curb right in front of the house.
It's 2024. Y'all are still throwing bags.
Okay. Yes, they are. Have you been to New York? Yes.
Before you cook us, our sanitation runs 7 days a week. So them bags is only there for 3 hours. We be getting them the same day, okay? Y'all gotta put it out on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Fuck out of here.
I still gotta see it though. I still gotta walk down this random street and see this big bag of garbage sitting out in front of somebody's house.
Just out there, this raw dog ass trash. Just throw it out there.
Apparently, that was because it was a sanitation strike, and New York said, "Fuck y'all, we gonna give y'all cans back." Fuck.
I feel like they've done a sanitation strike every year for the last 40 years. Like every time I read about news, they're like, "We're done here, man. Bring the trash cans." And it's how do you not have trash cans?
It just be stinking.
And your homeboy rolled it out like he had been the treasure. He was smiling, and shit, looking to the side.
If you looked up Uncle Tom in the dictionary, you would see this man wheeling that trash can with the teeth and everything. I hate that guy. Oh my god!
They had him. He was on Drink Champs, and I was like, this
"Bro, you got a whole city. What are you doing?"
Yeah. We're supposed to be getting the Biden interview, right? With Speedy.
With Speedy, I heard about that. Good for Speedy.
You know, the interviews don't be hitting the way they used to. I'm just saying, when when Bill Clinton was playing the saxophone on Arsenio, that was cool. You know, we got real issues going on now. What are you doing on Drink Champs?
Yeah, no, I don't. You don't need to be on Drink Champs. I need you to be doing something for real.
Yeah, I need you to work on them stairs as you keep falling up, sir. Like,
I want to hear what Rakim was doing, not what you like. I want to go through the policies, niggas. I don't want to be hearing about you.
Biden, what do you think about the Eminem album? I don't give a fuck what you think about the Eminem album.
Yeah, no, I'm
go on out of Drake and Kendrick. I don't want to know about that, bro. I want to know.
Go sign some laws. Get out here.
I need food.
Yeah.
Suppose we have to get into our Humper chats because we have a lot of them.
Should we get into Cena before we get into that? Because we didn't get to Cena talking about the pay-per-view.
No, we did not. The Cena thing was also one of the big stories. I was saving that for after we talked about it because it's probably its own thing because of course it's Cena and it's a pretty massive deal.
It's pretty big.
He came out and told us he's retiring.
Cena's out of here. Even though I thought he's been retired for the last 5 years. I don't know.
No, he's a part-timer. That's different.
Oh, that's different. Okay, I got you.
But yeah, he effectively said he will be retiring in 2025, correct?
Yep. And he's gonna do. He said he's gonna do like 30 dates or something. So he's like, it's a retirement tour.
He's doing the Kobe farewell tour.
He's biting off of Danielson. I'm kidding.
So
it's gonna be way different than that.
No, definitely gonna be way different. But yeah, he's doing the farewell tour.
Big scene.
He came out on the pay-per-view and let us know that he's retiring. And then he told us he would be fielding questions during the press conference. And he definitely fielded a lot of questions. A lot of people were getting their questions in. The handler was like, John, listen, you're overtime. Get out of here.
He definitely pulled my homie TK and being like, actually, I'm going to take questions from every single person in here.
Who else didn't get a chance to ask a question yet? Like, he definitely pulled one of those.
Did that guy ask a question?
This shouldn't have been nearly as funny as it was. But when John Pollock asked him about Vince, and he was just like, "Well, I answered that question. I'm sure if you wanted to find what I said to that's out there. I don't want to get back into it, but it's out there. I've given my opinion of it. It's out there. Thanks for asking, though.
He makes sure to say it's out there. So I'm not talking about it right now.
I'm not gonna get into it, but
there.
it's out there. You know.
He said Google it, exactly.
Yeah, and then closing it with it. Hey man, appreciate the courage.
Appreciate the courage. That's such a Cena ass answer too.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to John Pollock for answering the question, but
it wasn't that funny. You saying it made it way more funny.
No. When he was saying it, I was dying laughing. I was like, I should not think this is funny because it's like a serious thing, and he should not be like sidestepping this Vince question. But the way that he did it in a very Cena way, very funny, man. Closing it with appreciate the courage killed me.
There was some controversy off the backs of that because people were saying, did you see that this week, Chris? That people were like, why are they killing the vibes? Like, we had a really good show. Why are you asking about fit? I'm like, y'all are talking about vibes, dude.
And was it a really good show? Like,
and it wasn't a really good show.
Come on.
Guys, my vibes, you're messing with my chakra right now.
Yeah,
okay?
dude, we're gonna have a good time. Don't be asking about sexual assault. I'm like, dog, there is a time and a place, and I think this is the time and the place, big dog.
A literal press conference.
Right. You know what I mean? Like, when else are you gonna get the opportunity to ask fucking Paul Levesque about
Maybe stop asking fucking questions. Don't you got a list to write?
Serious question. Serious questions only.
Serious questions.
Serious questions only. And then we ask serious questions only. Now you need to ask more fun
questions. Ask fun questions.
And you ask more fun questions. You need to get more. Okay, I'm just gonna do.
I got a fun question. How come I couldn't see you all this time, and now you're announcing you're retiring? I can see you. This is malarkey. Now I'm getting the serious questions. Now I'm asking you.
Those were kind of the questions that had started out with, like, just like, what did you like wearing how did you like wearing a green shirt, John Cena? What did you like? That's not really a question, dude. But like, I feel you.
Yeah, that everything about that bit was funny. Punk coming out and saying it felt like old times. I got to sit back there in the green room and watch Cena go overtime again.
That's crazy.
That was hilarious. Everything about it was pretty funny. But wild to think about this guy that started wrestling like in modern times is retiring. We've seen this guy live out his entire career. And just seeing him from like the ruthless aggression era up to today, and this guy is wrapping it up. It's wild to think about.
I remember watching. There was a special. John Cena trained at this place, UPW, in California. They had a special on some channel. I remember I had the videotape of the special, and they had a bunch of students, and John Cena was one of the students, the prototype. I remember watching him, and then. In Bakersfield, I went to a house show in Bakersfield one time in 2002, it had to be. And the dark match was John Cena, Lil Tights. I was like, I remember that guy from that show. And then like 3 months later, he was on TV and became the biggest guy of all time. I think as far as like WWE, homegrown, this guy is a WWE superstar. John Cena is on the fucking Mount Rushmore. It's like Hogan, Stone Cold, fucking,
Rock.
John Cena, The Rock, you know what I mean? Like, he deserves
there too.
Like the run that even beyond all those guys, like I always talk about this, Stone Cold was hot from like 96, 97, 98. Like a part of that was like The Rock was on top for a lot of that. Cena was on top for like 15 straight years. Yeah. Like there was like Randy Orton and Edge, but all of that time, Cena was the main guy. The number one guy in this company for 15 straight years, John Cena. And like, he did everything there is to do in this company. Like and then beyond that, he like transcended it. Like I used to work in education and like, I'm a wrestling guy. And I would talk about with the kids, I'd be like, hey, do you guys know John Cena? And they all knew John Cena. Zero of them knew him from wrestling though. They'd all be like, I know John Cena.
The rapper guy.
This. Yeah. I'm like, but what about wrestling? They'd be like, what's wrestling? And I'm like,
well,
what? What do you mean? Like this guy
so far removed from that
transcended wrestling on top of that too. So it's like, what a fucking career, man.
He's definitely the closest to Hogan and what Hogan meant for early WWE of this era fan base.
1000%.
I agree with that.
I mean, it's fitting that he's doing the Kobe farewell tour as well. Because I mean, I talked about when Kobe retired and how much I was not a Kobe fan. Like I hated Kobe. But when he finished basketball, I had this like weird feeling of like
a damn.
who do I boo now? Who do I root against? Because I rooted against this guy for so long, and a big part of my fandom was not liking him. And Cena's kind of the same way, where a lot of people's fandom was built around not liking this guy. And so the idea that he's had this whole successful career and he's going away, it's just weird. It's like a part of the reason that I stopped watching wrestling was the ruthless aggression era was just not for me. I was not a Cena guy, and a big part of the reason I'm a Punk guy is that he restored the feeling for me when he came back and was like, that guy's not the best, I'm the best, get him out of here. I was like, yes, finally, get him the fuck out of here. Back this man up. And so seeing this, like, again, seeing just where he's been and like coming to appreciate him over time and having this farewell tour of like, man, this guy was like on top for a long time. Like, I know we have all the memes of this guy ruined people like the Nexus and like
that's all I think of when I think of John.
I was there. I was at that SummerSlam.
Yeah, he stunted some people's momentum, but at the same time, like, think of what he's done for other guys. Like, a big part of AJ's time in the company is the Cena feud and what he did for AJ, how that helped put AJ over with that fan base. He did help put some guys over. I mean, what he did for RVD, so many guys, like, again, I
mean, I brought up Randy Orton and Edge. He like helped make those guys legends.
Yes. I mean, and so I know there's certain memes about it. Of course, there's always going to be a sect of fans that are never going to give him his credit, but man, this guy's done it. He's done everything there is to do. Like you said, transcended wrestling, has had a whole acting career. He just had a cameo on The Bear. Like,
he's going to be an actor. I'm so happy.
Every time I watch a movie, like I'll pull up like a random movie on Hulu or Netflix, cameo 100% of the time, John Cena. Like, I swear, I'm like, hey, this fool again. It's crazy.
He's like The Rock. Remember how The Rock was in like early 2000? He was everywhere. Like, get out of here, bro.
This fool's here again. Like, great job, Cena, but damn.
But man, it's just wild seeing it. Just think about
crazy.
like we've lived through his entire career.
His whole thing was on TV, and like some wrestling fans, when wrestling fans are like, I started watching wrestling in 2009, I started watching wrestling in 2013. All that is John Cena. Like, some people's first memory of pro wrestling is seeing John Cena be John Cena.
Yeah.
And like that's gone now. Like he's like, that part of wrestling history is gonna be, put away. It's kind of wild.
You're making me feel old, Reg. I don't like that.
I know, it's fucked up.
I see the vibe as well. Like, what this does for the business, and this goes into like what isn't a draw and who is a top star. Like, telling everybody a year of this guy having his farewell tour, that's going to sell the big tickets. That's going to be a big sell for WrestleMania. A lot of people are going to make the trip to WrestleMania because now you know that's his last WrestleMania. I mean, on our side, the content game, the amount of content that's going to get churned out about Cena over the next year, that's going to be...
Your boy's going to try to get an interview.
People...
We need editors. We need editors. Stats.
So, man, do you think he's going to try and break Ric Flair's record in this farewell tour?
Enough people are... He's 16.
He's tied.
So he needs one more.
And that's for the world champion or...
World championship.
Yeah. I think with how all week I've been seeing people say, make him the champion. And I think with how people are excited about it, and it's kind of become a topic of conversation. I'm like, I probably would happen. Like, it wouldn't be the most shocking thing.
I think that alone is a great premise for the match with Cody, because I think we are going to get the Cody match.
And then the thing from a few months ago, remember Cody whispered in his ear during the entrance and all that shit. So
yeah, he endorsed Cody. But I think that's a great premise for the Cody match, and there's a great premise for Cody to go over him. There's plenty of stuff you can do with that. He also said in this that he doesn't have a list of people he wants to wrestle, which I totally don't believe.
That's cap. That's what that is.
I don't know. When he said that, I'm like, all right, dude. Oh yeah, no, I'm not making any choices. I don't care. I'm like, all right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right.
I mean, and even if you don't do the Cody match and you try to build up him breaking the record, give us the Gunther match. Give us Gunther mercilessly beating this man
Why do you
down.
want to see Cena get his ass beat?
Because of what it's gonna do. Listen, what it's gonna do for Gunther. We've had to go through that whole U.S. title run and him going against the foreign heel and what that did for Miro, but he actually beat Miro. No, the full circle moment of this and his farewell tour of being beaten by Gunther makes all the sense in the world. They should do it.
I mean, I want to see Gunther kill him too. Chop him
John
to death.
Cena was Mr. America before Cody, you know,
saying.
and it makes
The original,
sense.
yeah, totally.
It does make sense to have Gunther slap his nipples off.
If let's say John Cena's not like, who do you think WWE's gonna book this guy against? Like all the usual suspects.
AJ Styles, yeah.
Will there be anything shocking? Will there be any ones where we're like, damn, I didn't know they think they would do this?
Well, I think the most shocking thing that they can do is do the Punk match again because nobody thought that match would happen again.
That would be cute. That would be cute.
Yeah.
So I think that could happen. Of course, I think we're probably going to get a Randy Orton match somewhere down the line.
Of course. He said he's going to do the Royal Rumble, so there's going to be they're going to sell a lot of fucking tickets. I know that.
Yeah. How long? Man, I wonder how long Lashley's going to be out because that's a big one that I think they should do as well.
Lashley deserves
Lashley as well.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Hey, what if old boy got up from behind that commentary desk, Mr. Way Back, tried to get his lip back for the Nexus? Is that a bridge too far? Is that a bridge too far?
I think that's too far.
I think we'll see it.
Sometimes I'm walling.
You think we're gonna get a Miz exchange of some kind? I don't need to see a match, but I think we'll see an exchange.
Something, yeah, but not a match.
We don't. Nobody want that.
Yeah, there's not some of the run backs. I'm like, nah, don't do a solo match again. That one was one and done.
No.
Like, don't do another Austin Theory match. That was not good.
They try to turn it. Seemed like they trying to turn your boy face. Looks
Who?
Like Austin Theory.
I mean, Austin Theory. At first, I was like, he sucks, but I'm a little sympathetic to him. It's not his fault. He was okay. People were like, all right, you're okay in the way. But once Vince did whatever the fuck he did to people, like, get out of here.
Such a punchable face, though. He's such a heel. He's a heel boy. That's why I just can't get behind face Austin there. I never will.
Roderick Strong has the same problem as a very punchable
face. Same thing. Yeah, same thing with Roddy. There's that genre of guy. It's like, I can't.
MJF is the same. I could punch you
exactly.
Right in your
I'm not going
right
to cheer for you, dude. I want to fight you.
Yeah. Trying to think other newer guys that they could put him in there with. I think Mello makes a lot of sense.
I was thinking that too. Someone new.
Mello does kind of like fit and like that.
Inevitably Logan Paul, it feels like too.
Oh yeah, Logan Paul has already talked about it. So yeah. And along those lines, I think LA could get one too.
I'd rather see LA Knight. I'd rather see the Miz.
No, I mean, I feel what you're saying, but the big money match is definitely Logan Paul Cena.
Definitely.
Right, and
I could honestly see that happening at WrestleMania. Because I think Logan Paul last year was like, I'd like to wrestle John Cena at WrestleMania. I think he said
don't put that in the universe, Reg, please.
Yeah,
please.
I think that makes sense for it to be a big celebrity guy as well.
But isn't Mania his last one next year?
No, he's gonna. Didn't he say he's gonna have matches after WrestleMania? WrestleMania is not his last match. Next year is his last year.
WrestleMania, but it's not.
Okay, I thought Mania was his last match.
No, it's not his last match.
He said
he just said he's gonna do all of the. Yeah, he's gonna do all the big pay-per-views next year, including WrestleMania.
Okay, what?
He said he's gonna do 30 appearances, but I'm sure that won't be 30 matches. Maybe like half of that'll be matches.
Not someone typing Undertaker in the chat, please.
Undertaker, oh no.
Please. Undertaker, it's that clip of Undertaker running out of Mania. He
is not doing that.
Listen, I've tried to retire on you guys for the longest. I put my hat in the ring after Roman beat me.
Man.
And y'all wouldn't let me retire. Like, I'm retired. Leave me alone.
Calling me. Stop calling here. I'm not showing up to WrestleMania.
He's like, when Stanford calls, I have it on ignore. It says, do not answer.
When he answers and they're like, we got a big old bag though. You want it? And he's like, actually,
dead man.
Where's my hat? Michelle, get my hat.
Try to think, what else do you think for like just the final year? Any other opponents? Any storylines? I mean, the Flair title feud is the big one. I think it's the biggest storyline you got.
They already did a Roman match.
We don't need another Roman.
We
match.
don't need
You think he
another
goes
one of
through Seth?
those. Seth?
Yeah, we've seen a bunch of Seth matches. I mean, of course, we got the historically broke his nose and everything.
The Bret Hart thinks Seth Rollins not a good worker match.
Yeah.
Bret Hart versus Cena.
Bring up Bret.
Bret.
Who of the new guys? Oh, Rey Mysterio's still there. I could see something like that. They have that. They have history.
Oh my
Dom,
God.
even Dom too. I think with that. The amount of heat that Dom. Oh, Braun
Breaker.
Yeah. Braun Breaker. Yep. I can definitely see them letting.
I think Braun Breaker kills Cena.
I'm gonna say they're gonna let him get a win over Cena for sure. I would think.
Yeah. Gunther and Breaker kill Cena. Like, bye, granddad.
No, I think he's gonna lose a lot of matches in this last year. It's really putting a lot of guys over.
Yeah, totally. But also, historically, Cena has gone over everybody.
That's different.
They could just continue their thing and they just let him beat everybody still.
I mean, I think he's gonna lose. I don't think he's gonna lose every match, but I think he's gonna lose a good amount of matches next year.
You don't think he's gonna be Golden Shovel?
No, you can't do that with him in his last year.
That would be so weird.
That would be horrible.
He just beats everybody, becomes champion, and retires champion.
Sting?
No.
Oh, sorry. I said this quiet part out loud. My apologies.
We don't want to see that.
No,
but Sting is different. Sting's a different guy. He didn't have the amount of time on top that Cena did.
No, yeah.
I think to me, Sting was more popular, but considering where he was and wouldn't go to the Fed, I'll give you that.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty crazy though. It's official. He's gonna do to the end of the year. Cena, Randy Orton style's gonna say kind of that chapter is over, but Randy, who knows how long this fool's gonna still be around.
This is But while all of this was happening, I was sitting back like, this is why this company has been the biggest thing for 40 years. Just how they teed this up, the rollout, having this guy ready to come in for WrestleMania after you had this big several month long thing with Rock this year, going into Las Vegas with John Cena. That's gonna make them a lot of money.
In Vegas,
if we thought they made a lot of money this year, Cena on the top of a lot of these shows, out of here.
Yeah. It's crazy to think about, but it feels like Rock this year coming back for the build to WrestleMania. It feels like that's going to be like the blueprint for a lot of other guys to come back have that kind of run.
Totally. And I thought it was super interesting that Cena kind of put an emphasis on the Netflix deal too. They talked about going to be on Netflix, and I want to be a part of it. So
he is a movie star.
He is a lot of crossover there.
I forgot about that part. So he did say that, and I do think that that's a part of getting people to watch on Netflix. That's a big part of the selling point of it. Not that Raw needs a selling point, but I think that's a part of the selling point of the move to Netflix.
Cena's going to be there.
This is why that place is on top, and you've got a bunch of people that it's their job to come up with these things, because they did a really good job with this.
Yeah, they did. Surprising, especially when earlier in the day, people were like, "Oh, Cena's here. Cena's in Toronto," or people try to get their little 2 cents in and act like kind of a spoiler, and it still hit just as hard. And people not knowing that he was going to retire, just kind of changed the whole thing. It's going to be an interesting year for sure. Big scene.
Big John Cena.
Beep, 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 beep.
Okay, now we can get into it.
Real quick before we go move on. Cena versus Max Caster in a rap battle. Who you putting your money on?
I mean, do I have to say the loud part out loud? That
I'm cutting my ears off.
And the technicality of it, that Max is a better rapper than him.
Yeah. If we technically get down to it, Max is a better rapper.
Yeah. I know some people are not going to like that.
I like how y'all phrase that. On a technical level.
On a technical scope, we're just getting down to it.
But the thing is, Cena is Cena, and he's more popular than him. So even if he comes in there and says something that's trash, people are still going to say Cena won.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. Literally looks at chat.
That's what it is.
Nothing against Cena. But when people are like, his CD's the best album of all time, I'm like, you guys don't listen to hip hop.
Bro, somebody said that in my chat the other day, and then they said, I'm taking that back. I actually played one of John Cena's songs. I just remembered it fondly. I'm like,
that's what it is. That's what I want to say
man.
every single time. Like, you guys are remembering fondly, but bump that shit right now. You're throwing it out your window. Like, set it off.
Stop. I got that.
Listen, man. If Max get into his two golf men and they two grown men and they going through a golf phase bag,
Yeah.
Come on, dog.
But you didn't like the one from this week, though.
It was cool. I didn't say I didn't like it. It was cool.
Oh, that's what it is.
I think I'm the one who said it didn't like it. I think it was
Preston.
That heel run where they were doing the videos, them videos were much better, man.
Mm-hmm.
The one they did in jail for the Mox match, bro. Come on.
I think it's just like kind of like what Cresta's saying is like people are not really fond of Max right now, so it's not hitting as hard as you would think it is. Just because his extracurriculars are like, huh?
Hey, cut that mustache off, dog. That's what it is. Cut that mustache off, dog.
Bro.
Cut the mustache off,
I used to cook him all the time, saying you look like Russell Wilson's little brother, and his mustache does not help.
He does kind of look like young Russell Wilson, though.
Cut that shit off. Cut it off.
But I can't unsee it now. Max Caster is Bizarro. Russell
Wilson.
I've been saying that shit. He look like Russell Wilson, little brother. Y'all talking about corny people? Knock it off.
Being double corn with Russell Wilson is crazy.
Listen, Russell Wilson's only corny because he loves his family.
That's the best part about it.
Listen, man.
This guy sucks. He really loves his wife. I'm like, what?
He's in that category with Chance. The Chance didn't do nothing wrong, but tell y'all he loved his wife.
Man,
I will say Max Castle's problem is that he's a corn on the cob. He's just a corn. He can't help it.
He already had beef with our podcast because certain other person was on here. So he's gonna come out and have like a whole thing against us.
I'm gonna DM you, purple hair bitch.
That was a wild time when he did that. Like, I don't have to go and get my family and the media to put me up. I was like, what are you talking about, Max?
Dude, what are you talking about, Max? What you talking about,
bro?
Why are you saying that though?
It was a wild thing to do. And now that guy works over there, man. See what happens, man.
Now you gotta will and deal.
Am I gonna hear apology? No. All right.
Ain't no apologies in wrestling. Nah. Till they got put the no tap out.
Ooh, I didn't want to do this.
I didn't know I was gonna have to do this. Sorry, you guys.
No apologies. Yeah. God, that
sucks.
Finally get into these Humper chats.
Because
we have a lot of them. From Tony P. He says social media has revealed an alarming amount of people are just dumb. From the I'm hoped up niggas to to MAGA to the fuckers that don't have reading comprehension. The fact that some people are saying M dis dot with that verse is maddening. Anyway, on to wrestling. There's this verse where he's rapping from the perspective of a fan, and people thought he was actually saying that Dot didn't say anything on that song or he doesn't have any bangers. That's not what he was saying, guys.
After the Drake and Kendrick battle, I don't want to hear people's opinions on hip hop.
Come on now. Come the fuck on now.
All these people that started listening to hip hop for all the wrong reasons and don't even know what they're hearing. Like,
you're not trying to hear Sam Roberts give his opinion on rap?
0%.
You're not trying to hear certain people jump in on the conversation?
No. It's like, I'm glad you have I'm glad, but no, I don't want to hear that shit.
That wasn't me just trying to throw a shot at Sam Roberts, but I did see like recently a Sam Roberts clip pop up in my feed about Drake and Kendrick, and I was like, oh, okay.
If anybody in the fucking world was sitting in their room thinking about this battle and like, I wonder what Sam Roberts thinks of this. Stop.
Rosenberg was sitting somewhere like, nah, man. Nah.
I feel like if I'm listening to Peter Rosenberg. No disrespect, Sam.
Nah.
No disrespect.
Rosenberg was probably sitting somewhere like, nah, I'm the bald guy that has done the WWE thing that also does the rap tapes. That's my lane.
Yeah, no,
that's my line.
Really
that's my line.
It's my world.
Rosenberg teed off at fucking Sam Roberts because it hits him with the guitar.
Special guest referee, fucking Jeff Jarrett.
But Perez, though, why? I want to know how that got to your timeline, and also why is Sam Roberts?
Because of course, I've been looking at other content about Kendrick and Drake, and so I've seen.
Oh, your algorithm was like, maybe he'll like this one too. He likes wrestling and he likes.
Yeah, hey man, maybe Sam got his shit off, but when I saw that, I was like, oh, okay, cool. More from Tony P says.
I mean, that is the best people commenting on not like us that are not like us. It's perfect.
You are like us, like those white guys. You are like us. The water is warm. You are like us.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that Sam Roberts is not like us?
I didn't say that.
Bro, they're going to think all of this is like us. This is Sam Roberts.
You know what? We're all hating. We're hating.
I love Sam Roberts. Honestly, I don't even know Sam Roberts. So.
Brooke came after all that. Hey, I love Sam.
The best way to try to stop. Actually, I'm a big fan.
Listen, I love Sam Roberts. I love the learning tree.
I like the learning.
I think Sam Roberts is a scourge to the rap space. Well, Sam Roberts is in the back right now. Did you want to say anything to Sam Roberts?
Why does Sam Roberts catch a stray, though, out of anybody? Sam Roberts is just like, I'm just sitting on here.
Just to clarify this, if people don't understand what I'm saying, though, it's not that I have a problem with Sam Roberts talking about it. It's just that this is where we are with Kendrick and that rap beef, where it's so big now that it's forced everybody to talk about it because that's the game now.
Talking about hip hop, and now he's talking about hip hop. That's where
and maybe he's a rap fan, and I just didn't know that. But just when I saw that in my timeline, I was like, oh yeah, this is where we are. It's
somebody in our comments like, actually, he has a podcast dedicated to hip hop more than you guys.
That would be very funny.
That would be very funny. Lane of wrestling.
From Tony P says, Mariah has her first Petty of the Week win this week. She didn't even wait to break our hearts. In a well-executed surprise, she started kicking Tony's ass with the quickness as soon as she could. Also, Kendrick liked layers. Kendrick liked layers to that beat down was crazy.
Oh, Kendrick like layers to the Mariah beatdown.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the conversation of Mariah, we got the Owen Hart Cup finals this week. Mariah May won on the women's side. Not too
beautiful scene, surprised. Man. Amazing ending to Dynamite.
I don't know what Tony
Mariah
fucking thought, bro. I don't know what she thought.
Yeah, I mean. I thought the finals win was pretty predictable. Most people predicted that Mariah would win. I had been saying that the turn was coming. I thought the turn was incredibly well executed. Everything about it was great. And everybody's talking about the turn itself and the ending, but I thought Mariah and Willow had a really good match as well.
Yeah, totally.
Shout out to Willow. Came out with the Owen gear as well. That looked fire. And like I said, the match was great. I think there was, for some people, at least hopes that maybe Willow would be a 2-time winner. Mm-hmm. I don't think most people expected that.
No, not expected. I think, I become such a, beyond the character work and everything that Mariah has done, I've become such a big fan of her in-ring work. She's like legit one of the best women on the roster. Okay. Like she fights like her character and her in-ring work feels so different because she's so gritty in there. She forces everybody to get into her match. She's like trying to fight for real. And then her big character out of that, she's just like nice and cute and beautiful. It's like, damn, when she really turns it up. That's what made the beatdown, I think, even more of Tony, of like, she's just like, you thought that she was Tony's friend this whole time. She's been hugging her, the bosom stuff, all this stuff. It's like, wow, man, like I didn't know that you had this monster inside of you, Mariah.
She's doing what Liv thinks she's doing. That's what I will say. And I will also say I'm not mad at the immediate heel turn. I thought that was perfection. I'm not going to hold you. She said, I'm not waiting. Why would I wait? I'm sick of you. I'm sick of you. And why would you not think, first of all, if she won, what do you think she's going to do, Tony?
Like, who's she going to wrestle?
Yeah.
She gotta wrestle you.
Tony not getting her ass beat in black and white, I thought was very significant. I felt Mariah beat her ass back to the right decade, so we might see normal Tony Storm.
That's pretty dope. I didn't think about that. That's funny.
Somebody on Twitter said a character that's been in black and white all this time. Somebody gave her color. I was like,
There's layers. The K-Dot layers are coming.
I mean, and of course, the other part of it is that her catchphrase has been "Watch out for the shoe," and she self-prophesized her own demise here.
Wow,
no,
that's insane. Like, who would have known this whole time that line was to get to this? You know what I mean? Like, it probably didn't start out to this, but the way that it like kind of full circle moment of like when Mariah first started, Tony would stop her from saying it, or like she wouldn't let her say it with her. And we got to like Tony was telling her to say her saying, and then that was the downfall of it. Like, that's some great storytelling.
Really great storytelling. I thought they did a great job all around. Mariah signed in November, and I believe that summer, going into the 5-star Grand Prix, she was saying, I'm going to win this like Toni Storm. And she was already setting up like Toni Storm as my idol. And so by the time she went over there, people were already waiting to see them interact.
Right.
And just that idea of an interaction turned into a whole 8-month-long storyline. And you could see all of the makings of this heel turn for a while. All of the character stuff they had been doing. Tony would say something. You could see in the background, Mariah was making kind of a face. Like, go all the way back to Tony winning the title and giving her acceptance speech. And, like, Tony's reaction in the background, priceless. All of the stuff that, like, even when she first went in there to meet her and she was like, could you look at my matches? And she was like, whatever. Everybody's a wrestler. Everybody's got a story. And she just kind of dismissed her. And even look at Mariah's face at the end of that segment. Look at the segment back where
Phil, you spitting. I'm really thinking you're right. No, you're fucking right. You're really out here. No, you're right.
No, there's a segment where Mariah is talking about setting up a match with Thunder Rosa to possibly become the #1 contender. And Tony goes, wait a minute, was this your plan all along? And Mariah starts looking confused because it was her plan all along. And so, but she didn't catch any of that. That was the segment where she kissed her and goes, she was like, you genius. I see myself in you and I love me. And that was how she got her. She appealed to her ego. And once she started to appeal to her ego, start cosplaying her like her, she missed all of the signs. Luther didn't. Luther was watching the whole time like, you can't trust this chick. Like, he was annoyed the whole time. And that segment I was talking about where you could see where it looked like Tony was catching on to her, Luther was like, yeah, get out of here. And then when she kissed him, he was like, oh, this bitch. Like, I cannot get rid of her. And so that's why all of this stuff hits differently. Like, when Luther runs up and tries to stop her, it's like, yeah, they've been building to this because this whole time Luther has never liked her. Even all like the way that they did the camera angle of her throwing Luther off of the stage, and you could see Tony in the background reaching for Luther. Really, really well done, man.
I will say, even if you look at the the media scrums, where Tony would make Mariah just stand there while Tony would sit down.
Yeah. I mean, and from Mariah's point of view, she has all the reason to feel this way towards Tony, because it's like, no, you never took me seriously. You treated me like a kid. The only time that you positioned me at the top is when I started dressing like you and as an homage to you. You never took me seriously.
And then all the story of that all changed of Tony did start taking her serious. Like you said, that when she did the Thunder Rosa thing, she was like, has this been your whole plan? Or like, come watch my match or something. Tony would always say no. And then it got to the point where Tony's accompanying her to the ring for her matches now. She's her second in her corner. She's at every match. She's involved in pretty much everything Mariah has. Very big difference from when Mariah first came in.
Yeah, I mean, a big part of it as well is that she started really bringing her in and letting her ingratiate herself when she started helping her win the matches. It's like, you didn't take me seriously until I was a prop to you.
Until I started helping you.
Yeah.
And I mean, even the Mina storyline, I don't know how people didn't catch it at the end of the match with Mina. You could very much see at the end of it that Mariah was basically like, yeah, I've been like playing both of you guys and making you guys do stuff for my entertainment this entire time. Like,
Don't one of y'all bitches care about me. That's how she feels like. I'm out here getting mine.
Exactly. Like I had to do this I had a plan off rip to get this championship, and it's pretty much working to perfection now, and we're going full steam ahead. Yeah, I like that I thought that they were gonna stretch it out a little bit after Mariah had won. I'm like, next week they'll probably do a promo, then they'll do a little bit more teasing. No, Mariah's like, right now, I won this match. I got the match against you. It's over.
Yeah, it's up now. It's up now. I mean, the other layer to the Mina thing is you could argue that, all right, well, yeah, I'm trying to create dissension between Mina and you and get you to fight Mina. Hey, maybe if Mina beats you, maybe she'll give me the title shot next because that's my friend, that's my mentor.
True.
It's like you were teeing up all of these things to be an obstacle against Tony.
Right. Because Tony wasn't giving that up. So maybe
That's
if Mina has it, I can get it over there. Yeah, it was great storytelling. And I think beyond that, Mariah has now been fucking extended to the moon off of this. Like everybody loves her turn. I think that the grittiness that she's shown in that has propelled her into being one of the hottest heels in the company now. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
No, really.
I hate to make this analogy because people will think that I'm now comparing her to Austin, but Austin winning the King of the Ring tournament and having like the most famous moment of his career, cutting the promo and giving a line that became his catchphrase for the rest of his career. This feels like that kind of star-making moment for her in the sense that this tournament was built as like a vehicle to do this, and it's done that for her. And in that vein, I think it's the most successful Owen Hart Cup by far for both the men and the women.
Totally. And I don't even we haven't even got to like what the prize of the matches is yet. Like the thing is Mariah could potentially win the championship, but she's already been excelled just off of the angle of what getting to it. It's like the Owen has represented something for the last couple of years, and this year it just changed with the inclusion of Brian's story, and now this Tony and Mariah stuff is like it changed it into a completely different meaning for the tournament.
Yeah, I think that was a really smart idea to make the winner the main eventer for Wembley. I think it adds stakes to this tournament. I think it means more, and I think that like straight away her going into the UK, into her home country with a title shot against Tony.
Big deal.
Man, by far, this is the best story AEW's women's division has ever produced. By far.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Big deal. And I mean, we talked about how great Mariah is. Like, how great has Tony been in all this? Like that. The receiving, the beatdown that she got there and the role that she played, and like you said, reaching for Luther, the blood, her crying, not fighting back because she's just so disappointed in what's happening. Yeah, it's just like, damn, Tony fucking destroyed this shit too.
But also, how much cognitive dissonance do you have to have as a character to be like, this girl who I disrespected for months, who started cosplaying as me, started replacing me, is not turning on me? Sis, come on now, just in kayfabe, sis.
Well, I will say from Tony's point of view, I get it. For the character of Tony Storm, she started doing this whole thing because she was disillusioned with the Outcast thing, and she was disillusioned with what her place is with the company. And so for her to get this title run and it kind of turned into her definitive run with the company, definitive run as champion, and then it's like, oh, well, you're just a hanger-on. It's like, so I'm going to use you. Well, but look at it from her point. Look at it from her point of view. It's like you're a hanger-on, and I'm treating you like a hanger-on. And so then when I actually started liking you, and I actually cared about you getting better, and like wanting to be a mentor to you because I saw somebody else doing it, and I got jealous. It's like, no, I actually care about making you better and being a part of your journey. And she thought, no, I'm doing the right thing, because at that point she was turning face. And so, no, I'm helping you. I'm giving you the match, and we're going to get the Wembley match together.
You're not gonna beat me, but you'll be there.
Well, you'll be there, but you ain't gonna beat me.
But see, I don't even think she looked at it like, oh, well, if I lose, I lose. But I think it's just like, no, we've got this far together. Like, so for us to be a part of this big thing now and take that all the way to Wembley, it was supposed to be like this triumphant moment for their friendship.
Like, we're supposed to hug at Wembley, not, you know what I mean, at the end of our Wembley match, not try to kill each other. And
I was wondering how they were going to do that turn. So I think it was good, smart booking to do it now. So you don't have to worry about how is she going to
Yep.
Smart.
Because I thought maybe I was like I had convinced myself for a moment that they weren't going to turn on each other. I'm like, man, maybe this friendship has gone so well. Maybe they're just going to have a spirited contest at Wembley. But then, like, no, when I seen Mariah do this, I'm like, oh yeah, no, of course not.
The story doesn't
that hit so hard.
The story doesn't work without the turn. It had to happen.
I say they learned their lesson with MJF and Adam Cole. Don't drag it too fucking long.
Don't drag it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. It feels like this has always been the point of putting them together. So, and I mean, they have stressed it out long enough that they got fans to actually like them together.
Exactly. Facts.
That when the turn actually came, people didn't want it to happen because people actually like them together. People are invested in them. Man, what a great storyline. What a great way to mint Mariah. What a great way to build Tony into a great character and then pay off everything she's done as champion. I think it's fair to say she's been the best AEW women's champion so far, just for a singular run.
Yeah.
This has been a really, really good run in terms of character, story stuff, and the matches have started.
They're going into Wembley with the match that could potentially be the main event if given the opportunity. Like, just that in itself, on how long we've been talking about women in AEW and their positioning and getting stories, just the fact that they have one of the hottest stories in the entire company and they could be the main event is great. I think
it could be match of the night too.
1000%. 1000%. It could be. I think they're going to be given time and the emotion attached. It might be the best match of the show. I mean, Swerve and Bryan Danielson are wrestling on this.
I'm gonna say Swerve and Danielson, and there's a lot of good wrestling on that card. It's going to be a good card, top to bottom.
I'm thinking about last year's All In. I'm like, damn, this year's All In is going to be way different.
Yeah, I mean, you already got two really huge matches coming out of the tournament. You possibly have Britt Mercedes. Got a lot of really big matches. You got
star power.
Yeah, you potentially got Ricochet showing up before All Out as well.
Rico.
You mean Prince Puma?
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know if I believe that it will main event, but in terms of like the story, this is like one of the best stories AEW has going so far.
Yep.
But of course, the other storyline we have going, people for whatever reason thought Hangman was winning this match going into the finals. Like we talked about earlier, we had going into this. Well, Hangman's not a villain, guys, and I'm like, God, he's very clearly a villain.
He's drinking again.
Drinking again.
Yeah, Brian's last shot has also been a really, really well told story. It's another one where I feel like from the second he signed there, you've been building up to this moment of him coming in the company of going, yeah, I'm coming in to face all these young guys, whatever. I'm going to kick all their heads in. I'm better than them. I'm the GOAT. And he's gotten humbled at every step of the way. He's gotten beaten by everybody. I mean, when he took that loss to Eddie Kingston and he had to like suck it up and shake his hand, it's like, all right, this guy is, every time he gets like braggadocious and he's like, I'm just going to kick this guy's ass. I'm going to be disrespectful as possible. Then he just ends up losing to him. It's happened several times now.
Of the like, you don't even deserve to be in the ring with me, and then that guy smashes him, and then he's like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah,
him being humbled by Eddie Kingston was really good. And I'm thinking about his matches with Dan Garcia too. Of like, Dan Garcia got a couple of victories over him because he was just too cocky and just too like, "I'm Bryan Danielson. You don't deserve this shit."
Yeah, he's been doing this since 2021. Of, hey man, I'm better than you. Gets the match with Kenny Omega. Doesn't get the win over him. Time limit draw. Same thing with the Hangman feud. Nah, I'm going to take the title. I'm the bigger star than him. I'm better than him. I'm going to do push-ups in the ring. I'm going to do exercises because I'm better than this guy. And then ends up losing to him. Same thing with Max. You talked up beating Max. You end up losing to Max at Revolution. The Okada match, even talking up, I'm the best technical wrestler in the world. And he lost to Zack Sabre Jr. in Japan.
Yeah.
And that's all leading up to the Ospreay match where he's like, all right, well, I'm the best in the world. You say you're the best in the world. You're in that spot that I was in 2021 of coming in and wanting to prove you're the best and getting up against me. But straight away in that match, you see this guy is stronger and faster than me. He's young. It doesn't matter like what I have over him in technical ability. This guy's just like, he's just on a different level. He's hungry.
Right. Yeah.
He's just on a different level. And so when he beat him, it was humanizing in a lot of ways. So really, for the first time in his time with AEW, he looks like an underdog.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've seen him lose so many times that it's like, oh, well, he's saying it's his last shot. We've seen him get the title match before and he loses. So it's like, well, he can't win. You've already seen it in an Ospreay match. You can't win. You're up against odds. These guys are younger. They're better than you. And now you're going to get to this tournament with this guy that is like, I want revenge. And he's like turning red and screaming all in the camera. It's like, I don't know if you're going to beat this guy, Brian.
What you want to do isn't necessarily what you're going to do.
And this guy has already beaten you. This guy has beaten you in one of the best AEW World Championship matches of all time. So going into this tournament, a lot of the day one AEW fans are like, oh, Brian, you're going to lose this match.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out, man, this guy is still the guy. Ends up beating Hangman in the finals of the Owen Hart Cup.
Incredible match, too.
Very, very good match. Really good story. Bringing the Jeff Jarrett stuff back around from the first round was very smart. I really like how this handled. And Brian is heading to Wembley for his last chance to be AEW World Champion against a guy that has shown you at every turn away, I will do anything to win and stay in this spot. Really great story, I think. I think Brian's going to win, but just this story they've built up of him wanting to prove himself and test himself against this class of wrestlers, and he keeps losing until he gets this big moment at Wembley. I'm here for it. I've seen the vision from the beginning. I'm here for it.
Yeah, that's probably my best part of what you said there of like him being humbled by Ospreay and then being like, well, damn, maybe I am what all these guys are saying. Like, maybe I am past my prime. Maybe I am not the Bryan Danielson that I think I am. And I now have to forget proving to y'all, I have to prove to myself that I can become AEW World Champion. And I prove to myself that I am everything that I say that I am. Shout out to Eminem. And so I think that getting to this point of that and that desperation, Brian, is the lead story going into Wembley of like, well, can he do it? Because he keeps telling us, like Phil's saying, he keeps telling us that he's the best in all this, but he hasn't really proved it. Like, if we're talking about wins and losses, like all of his big matches he's lost it. We need that moment, that big win, and that visual of holding the belts at the end with the Wembley crowd and all that. Like, Brian's gonna be done here, and this just makes the most sense. Like, a bunch of people were like, well, the story, I wanted to see babyface versus heel. The story with Hangman makes more sense with Swerve, and I'm like, yeah, I agree with all that, but like, Brian, dude, it's Bryan Danielson. What do you mean?
Yeah, I mean, I said on Ask Grapsody, but I've been a big critic of them having a belt for the Owen Hart Cup. Like, why does it need a belt? Just use the trophy. But as soon as I saw Brian take the other belt, I was like, oh, I see the vision. He's gonna hold both belts up and do it the same way that he did at WrestleMania 30. But yeah, I get why people want Hangman to win. It does in some ways suck for Hangman that this is twice now where this guy has been bubbling up and
he's gonna snap
and he's getting hot, and then some like ex WWE guy comes in and like halts his momentum. It's happened twice now, and so I get why people are frustrated. If you're a day one AEW person, I get it, but I think the entire
your homegrown stars to go, and instead they're losing to fucking 5-time WWE champions and shit.
That's
it
fair.
probably looks crazy.
Yeah,
I felt that way about Ricky Starks. I was so upset. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah, I get that part about it, but the whole basis around Hangman stuff right now, even though he's saying stuff that's true, like when he cut the promo and he's like, well, wait a minute, why do you guys like this guy? He broke into my house, I had to move out of my house. Listen, I gave you guys everything and you guys picked that guy. He's right about that, but at the same time, he's a bad guy. Like, all of this stuff he's saying, he's a heel. And I understand that he appealed to people's beliefs in him early on in his career, because we all still believe in Hangman, but he's the bad guy. He was supposed to lose. Like, you're not supposed to throw a tantrum like that and then win.
Exactly. And if people didn't get that part.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Brett. I'm sorry.
No, God, you got it.
I would say also too, I think it's important for just Hangman's character every time Hangman's on the bottle, Hangman doing some fuck shit. Like, let's rage. I'm ready to fight.
Straight
when
up.
Hangman's not on the bottle, that's when he's a good guy. That's when he can make clear decisions. I get where the anger comes from, but Hangman's on the bottle right now. He about to be on the elite, and he's not gonna get right until Kenny Omega's like, yo, knock it off. Knock it off. Knock it off.
Yeah, I do feel like we're leading back to another Kenny Omega Hangman match as well.
Yeah.
This time with Kenny as the babyface.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would have liked it to get Swerve Hangman as well, but I think the story of Hangman doing all of this and losing makes sense as well. I mean, that's his comeuppance. You came back and you had this big heartfelt story for Jeff Jarrett, and boy, look how fast things changed. Look, last week, man, I can't believe Hangman beat Jarrett. This week, I can't believe Hangman lost. Like, wait a minute. Like, you wanted him to lose to Jarrett.
You just wanted him to lose 1 week ago, 7 days ago. You wanted this man to lose. Now you're mad that he lost.
Wrestling fan is a Gucci flip flop. They lift one foot up, it goes flip. They put the foot down and go flop.
To come in and have this big heartfelt story with Jarrett of I'm trying to honor my friend and I want to win the Owen Hart Cup because I want to honor my friend. And then this guy just goes, nah, I'm about to beat you for revenge. And then afterwards, I'm going to beat you down and embarrass you. And then the next time I see you, I'm going to spit at you because you're pathetic to me. No, that's comeuppance. You're supposed to lose. You're not supposed to root for that guy to win.
Exactly. Yeah. He spit at Jeff Jarrett walking out there, you know. And then at the end of the Jeff Jarrett match last week, he beat him up, like he beat him down. Like, you're not supposed to be like, yeah, we want this guy to win.
We want this guy to win. No, he's the bad guy. He's supposed to lose.
I mean, technically, we already have a bad guy main champion because Swerve cut a promo on this man's baby.
Well, and this is the thing that this is the thing that I think people have also missed because people are like, well, it should be a big heel babyface match in that match. Well, what has Swerve been telling you throughout this entire run? His entire time as champion has been consequences from him being a heel coming back to bite him. And now more and more, even in the Ospreay feud, he's been just like, listen, man, we're friends, we're cool and all, but this is personal to me. And if you get in my way and you try to take this belt, I might have to be that old guy again. And I feel like he's going to do that with Brian. Like, look, man, get your old ass out of here, bro. This is my belt. You're not going to beat me. I'm at the height of my career.
You're on a retirement tour, bro. You're at the end. I'm in my prime.
Yeah. You think he reuses Enzo Amore line about his neck being a stack of dimes?
Listen, man, get this guy out of here, man. Like, this is my time. Like, this is the dynasty era. Like, you're old news.
Old hotness. I mean, old and busted, new hotness. That's what I got from what
time
you just
it is, bro. Like, and so I think the story here makes perfect sense. Also, Brian got the win over Swerve in the Continental Classic. Well, sorry, was that Continental Classic or is that before that?
No, it wasn't the Continental Classic. No, was it?
Over Swerve?
That was like a #1 contender. It was some kind of match, some kind of important.
I don't think it was the Continental Classic. I don't think it was
the Continental Classic though.
No, you're right, because he lost to Mox in the Continental Classic.
Yeah, he lost to Mox.
I think he only lost one in the Continental Classic. Swerve.
It was Mox.
But yeah, he lost to Brian last year as well, and he said in several interviews since then that he's never gotten over that loss. No, the build to this match works, and people are like, "Oh, well, what is the build?" Hey, well, they have 5 weeks to build the match. The pay-per-view isn't till the end of August.
Well, don't just give Brian a thing because he's retiring. No, give Brian a thing because he's retiring. What do you mean?
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Life with Deem is right. It's the TNT #1 contenders match. That's where.
Yeah, I was gonna say there was some kind of stakes on it.
Stipulation.
But yeah, again, this is how fast things turn. At one point, people wanted Brian to beat Hangman for the AEW World Championship.
Yep.
I remember coming in and recording this podcast, and Reg was like, nah, Hangman's got to lose. And I was sitting here like, no.
Very adamant about it.
So this is how fast things have gone, and this is how successful Hangman's time with the company has been. Hangman will be back. He'll be fine. I don't think this is...
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, you think this one thing is going to ruin Hangman? He has like 5 more years to get over.
This isn't like Hangman is like some guy that never got his moment. He got his moment. He beat Kenny Omega for the AEW World Championship. And he will be back.
Swerve and Hangman, this thing is forever. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to be reliving this.
It's a forever feud.
In 3 years, we're going to be like, they're doing this again. Like, this isn't it.
No, he's gonna be back. He's probably gonna have a big match at Wembley as well. I don't know what it'll be, but he'll be fine. Like I don't know why people are like he'll never. This is your chance to mint him. You did mint him. You did it at the pay-per-view named after his gimmick. It's been.
Come on now.
I mean, they're doing a little bit of teasing too. It seems when he tried to go talk to the Elite this week on Dynamite, and Okada was like, "Hey, what you doing here?" Okada was like, "Hey, what you want?"
And the Bucks were like, yo, he's chill. Because the Bucks like, oh, he back on the bottle. He about to do some bullshit. And when he's like, I'm in. I'm like, I already know for blood and guts. Because you mad, you pissed. You mad, you tired of life.
Yeah, so it seems like he's probably going to join their team for Blood and Guts just because Swerve came out this week and said he's leading Team AEW. But I don't think that that's a long-term thing. I'm not sure that Kenny will be ready for All In. And if he's not, Hangman versus Okada is right there.
That's true. That's a good backup. Or even if even if Kenny doesn't wrestle, having him come out, interfere, or just even hear his music, I hear my battle cry, I would pop.
Yeah, I like that. Even if he just is in somebody's corner or something.
Yeah, just to make sure that you EVPs have been running amok. Let me at least come out to make sure you guys aren't doing the most. I don't know if he takes a bump, but if you heard Kenny Omega's music, even if you had Justin Roberts do Kenny Omega's, he's won the World G1 18 times. Your mother's a cock, and he likes fried chicken from North Carolina. I would still pop.
Your mother's a cock is crazy.
Listen, as much as I really, really, really want Kenny Omega versus Okada, a part of me does kind of think, all right, well, I'm not going to Wembley. Sure, do Hangman over there. Do the Hangman match over there. Do Kenny Okada in America when I end up going.
Straight up, yeah. What show am I going to be at? Do it there.
I'm going to be home in my bed. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But bring Full Gear back to LA and do it then. That'll be cool. I like that.
Listen, man.
Ontario, Canada. Come on now.
Listen.
Reg is like, I want to go, not Canada.
I think both Owen Hart Cup tournaments this year were incredible. The finals for both were really, really good. The story of both winners is fantastic. Easily the best this year of the way they've executed.
Yeah, really, really great momentum for both of the winners.
Yeah, I'm sure there's somebody like Brian don't need the momentum. Well, he kind of does because he loses. He's lost several times and he's put several people over. Like, give him the win.
I don't mind retiring him with a belt like it did Sting. It's Danielson.
It's fine. It's Brian. He's one of the greatest of all time. Now, am I also kind of biased and would I also like to see Swerve beat him? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Would not be mad at all at the ending package or ending scene being Swerve holding that belt up after just beating Brian, because it's also a big moment in Brian just lost another match. And he's standing in the ring, dejected, defeated, and people are still crying in same kind of excitement. So you never know. And it's Bryan Danielson. He's a sicko. He would like to get us to where we think we're going to get something and then take it right from under us.
Yeah, I could see it going either way. And I wouldn't be mad at either outcome.
Yeah.
Isn't Danielson and Swerve both from Washington? Because if that's the case, I could see Swerve beating Danielson here. Them doing a show in Washington, Danielson beating Swerve for the title there, then retiring and Swerve said, yo, what the was that about, bro? So you let him win just so you could put on a tournament? That's come on now. Hey.
Wrestle Dream is after that in Washington.
I would not.
When is that's in October?
Is it October or September? Yeah, it is October.
Yeah, it's gotta be October because All Out is in September.
All Out is the beginning of September.
That would make sense. Let Swerve have his big Wembley moment. Like you said, Danielson's like, I'm tired of losing. And then when y'all go to the hometown, y'all everyone's cheering. The whole crowd is going to be hot. And if Danielson won in front of his hometown just to retire it, you've got a great storyline for Swerve right afterwards. And it...
I mean,
Reds drive up.
It could go either way. I just think right now, for me, I think the vision is Brian winning at Wembley.
Me too.
And
I want it to be Swerve so bad.
And I know people are gonna, oh well, what does this run mean? Like, does that make him a transitional champion, buddy? Do I want wrestling fans to forget the term transitional champion?
Forget
I
all the terms.
really want you guys to forget it because you guys are misusing a lot of
Never gave
terms.
out inside terms.
It's just stop it, man. Like this, even if he loses at Wembley. What do you mean? What has this done for him? It's put him in the upper echelon of the best workers in the company. He's beat Will Ospreay. He's gonna wrestle Kazuchika Okada next week.
Yeah, come on now.
They don't understand that word. They don't know what transitional means.
They listen. Even if he loses, he's gonna main event the company's biggest show of the year. No other black wrestler has done that.
Ooh.
No other black wrestler has done that. No other black wrestler in this company is mentioned in the category that this guy is mentioned in. That's what that title run has done for him. It's put him in a completely different echelon of wrestlers, man.
I don't know why people keep doing this to Swerve, and I agree. When I think of transitional champion, I think of Rey Mysterio winning, and then losing in an hour.
That's a transitional champion. They don't understand what it. Yeah. You hold the title for 6 months and shit. That's not a trend. That's not how transitions work, brother.
I just think that sometimes people expect champions to not be heels. You expect them to be baby faces. And when they're heels, they have to be so far out there, to use JBL again as a reference. You have to be so far out there that someone who is a heel like Swerve, but a good tweener heel, in my opinion, like he's not as bad as some of the people, but I will cut a promo on your baby. Don't mess with me.
Totally.
I don't understand. To me, he's a well-rounded character. Why do we have a problem with him not being super heel or super face? For you guys, like, well, he's too nice now. Stop it.
Yeah, I think people get too upset about someone potentially losing. Everybody eventually has to lose, man.
That's the game.
Not Liv Morgan though.
That was the thing. That was the thing off of the Money in the Bank thing. Well, they can't cash in the briefcase, so why would they do it? And it's like, well, what?
It's not the point.
Listen. That's how this thing works. Somebody got to lose, man.
Yep.
It's fine, and I don't think this loss to a legend and Bryan Danielson is gonna kill Swerve. Like,
come on now, losing to Bryan Danielson is not a. Come on now.
No. In this huge moment on like black men don't headline shows in general.
And overseas in Wembley, something totally that would be out of the question in the other place. So
listen. Humper chats. Humper chats. Tony P continues. He says, however, I am glad she did it early. I'm assuming he's still talking about the Mariah thing. Yeah, he says, however, I'm glad she did it early. And we didn't get slow tragedy. We knew that was painfully coming, like with Sami, which we steeled ourselves for. But this is no one was prepared. Sorry, this one no one was prepared for. Yeah, I think it was a smart idea to do it straight away. They didn't have to drag it out. I mean, we've had an 8-month build to this. Like,
yeah, it's builds. I think that she's gonna be a bigger star. It's kind of, I'm interested in seeing what kind of happens on the back end. Like what happens when she gets away from Tony. Like her whole career in AEW has been attached to this person. What happens when you're not attached to this person?
Yeah, they gotta do her whole presentation, and they've got a lot of stuff to build off of from her start.
Right, because I haven't even think of her. She's been doing Tony Storm cosplays. Like she hasn't even had her own gear on.
Yeah, her own gear. I mean, she's had her own theme music when she came in, but for longest she's been doing Tony's old theme music. So
yeah, what's she gonna do? She gonna go back to Mariah May theme music?
Of course.
Then she'll come out in Tony's music still for the memes, and then Tony will come out in the same song.
Hey, still trolling her coming out to her music though might be kind of hot. A couple times at least, not forever.
I would laugh if she did it at Wembley.
Yeah, I do think some of this is all leading to Tony coming out dressed as original Tony with her old music at Wembley.
Yeah.
That'd be hot though. I'd be with
pretty
it.
Good. I like that.
Phil, you cooking?
See, more from Tony P says, also, this further proves that Monet is a game changer. She said her goal was to make Steph look good, and she made her look so good that WWE finally said yes. I know Mercedes wanted Natty, but we knew it was a high chance she was staying with WWE. Yeah, I didn't think Natty was going nowhere.
Yeah, no, that's a lifer. We talk about lifers. That's a lifer.
I did think it would have been cool to see her in the Owen Hart Cup, but
Totally.
Even if they just let her do it. I mean, we got a cameo in TNA from AJ Styles. Like y'all could have let. What are y'all doing with Natty though? Like, be for real. Just she couldn't wrestle in this tournament.
It's funny that everybody thought that she would be there next week for Mercedes, but like, wouldn't it have made more sense to debut her in Canada?
Yeah,
They were just in
Calgary. If you're gonna do an open challenge in Calgary, it would have made sense for Natty to do it there.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah.
No, hold it off till Little Rock, Arkansas. Let them.
Yeah, and Natty's not on contract at the moment, correct?
She just.
No, she's
I
on
heard she just
contract.
resigned.
Yeah, she's back now.
No, but I mean before that, she wasn't on contract, like because she's been off TV.
Yeah, but she's on
like.
now.
Y'all couldn't just make that happen. Just bring her in as a one-off for like the open challenge in Calgary, and then she going back and sign. Like I think that would have been. I
don't think she would do that.
Yeah, maybe
You want
that's
me to
probably
go
what
home?
it is. But that would have been. I think that would have been smart.
Yeah,
They're gonna see me on your show. Nah, probably not.
disgusting.
Yeah, Natty not like that. She not conniving. I mean, she could be. I don't know.
That's conniving.
That's conniving. Did a one off in AEW. That's conniving.
I just want to get my big bag of money. Why are you mad at me?
More from Tony P says overall wrestling was good again this week. Capping off with Japanese wrestling with 2 fire matches I am going to see later. Crazy enough, Gato taking Jake Lee to New Japan Pro Wrestling. Next Wednesday is what I'm looking forward to the most. Do next week. What's
There's
next
so
week?
much
I guess the
wrestling to
250 episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dynamite 250.
Yeah. How many more Humper chats do we have here? Because we really did not read any of them.
Yeah, we've been live. Y'all been live because I came here late. Y'all been live for almost 4 hours. You still ain't read them Humper chats, Phil?
We got a bunch of super chats too.
Yo, we're not talking about nothing else but Humper and super chats at this point.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it. That's all.
Okay, more from Tony P says, also let me say I am not a Cena fan. Things he did disturbed me, and as WWE used our culture to package him into one of the biggest stars, what they did with him was one of the main reasons I gave up wrestling until I found Lucha Underground, New Japan, and Ring of Honor. No, that was another big part of the reason I was not a big Cena fan. Like, I very much resented the idea of a white guy doing a rapper gimmick and becoming the biggest star in wrestling. And I knew for a fact that there was no way a black wrestler could do the same thing and climb to the heights he did.
Yo, it's grind time.
Yep.
I hated that.
Sudoku.
Yeah, it was always a big joke when a black wrestler did it, but it was serious when Cena
A
did it.
man in jorts with a bicycle chain on his neck with a
Word life, saying things that like nobody says that.
Word life. And then he did that interview where he was like, yeah, I don't know where I got the idea from. I just wear the silliest stuff I could think of. And I was like, yeah, where did you get that idea from, John?
Vincent, knock it off. Tell the truth, shame the devil.
And like the silliest stuff of like this isn't a costume for regular people.
Let's jump him. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
You know what? Fuck John Cena.
I can see you now. Fuck you, John Cena.
He says, saying all that, I respect this man for what he has done for wrestling, the hard work he has put in, and respect his later years more than his early ones. Congrats to John. Yeah, that's very much what I feel about it. I've grown to appreciate John Cena a lot more later on in his career.
Yeah, when he became PWG Cena, I was like, all right, I see it. You're having a 5-star match with Kevin Owens. I see what's going on here.
Yeah, that change up that happened from him being rapper Cena to patriotic all-American, I'm here for the soldier Cena. I was like, yeah.
That's when I fell off. I like this rap shit, but now you're talking about Osama bin Laden's dead? All right, I gotta go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
No, but I mean, the other part of that as well, like, I wasn't a big fan of that, but there is a huge sect of America that was their fandom for Cena.
Oh yeah.
Like even like the tribute to the Truth stuff and like how he was a big fixture at those shows. Yeah, I get it, but was not a big fan of it.
Not for me.
It's All American Boy.
Appreciate you, Tony P, as always. See, we got a few from I Make Beats. He says, been watching NXT for the last year or so. Good to see them get their props after another solid PLE. Even after losing Braun, Ilya, Dijak, Mello, etc., Javon, Roxanne, and Obafemi are my favorites on the current roster. Chelsea Green with Money in the Bank MVP. # Credit Boys.
Credit Boys. That's a new one.
That's funny. That's so funny. I did that. I just want to make sure I get the proper credit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, he's absolutely right. I think Javon has got a high ceiling. That, of course, I did not even think about. That's probably a double entendre because he's bouncy.
He's bouncy. He's got a high ceiling. It's
He got them ups.
because he's bouncy. That's such a dumb joke, man. That's funny.
See. More from I Make Beats. He says, Hangman versus Danielson was the match of the week, or Oba versus Wes Lee. If anyone saw the G1 qualifiers, they had some great matches as well, especially Ishii versus Yoshihashi and Caleb Newman versus Kenta. I want Oleg Boltin to win. He's the man. In my opinion, Mariah's heel turn greater than MJF's heel turn. Peace. I don't think that's like a hot take.
Yeah, that's not really a hot take.
I don't think so. I think the MJF thing, they learned from their mistakes with dragging it out with this friendship heel turn too long. I think there was a learning lesson, a learning tree, if you will.
Yeah, I thought the MJF heel turn was good, but man, just continue to see that this guy Will Ospreay is very, very good at being a television wrestler. Coming out and cutting that promo, sitting on the turnbuckle, fire. Gave that guy some bars too. He was like, "Hey man, that bidding war 2024 didn't really work out for you. Maybe because they signed me, somebody that actually cares about elevating this company and not burying it." I was like,
"Wow,
whoosh!"
Yeah.
When Ospreay said that, I was like, "Yo, I think I might have to come outside and fight this man for real."
Yeah, man,
I gotta fight you.
There's some real words. Yeah,
those some real words.
Definitely gave him some grown man bars. Last number chat from I Make Beats. He says, shout out to Cresta, best collision reviews. Watch Sunday mornings, then Fightful right afterwards. Watch those liquids around electronics. I moved my cup of tea so it wouldn't happen to me. P.S. The learning tree dead ass killed Samoa Joe with that forklift. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I was not a big fan of that match.
You like the learning tree, Cresta?
So I'm gonna tell you the only part I like about it. Hi guys.
I hate it so much.
I mean, honestly, they did kill Samoa Joe. Also, shout out to watching the collision thing. I really appreciate you. But yeah, the learning tree. Listen, if I will give this to Jericho, and I will give this to, I think there's one other person who leans into, I know you guys don't fucking like me, but guess what? I'm still here. I'm still here, and they're gonna pay me. So guess what? Hi guys.
Learning tree, baby.
I respect it. If you don't like me, oh well, I'm still here. I'm still here. They're gonna pay me. So either close your eyes. Hi guys.
Nobody's gonna close their eyes either.
How can I hate if I close my eyes?
That's true. How could I hate if I close my eyes? It's crazy.
I'm a wrestling fan. I don't like this. I'm gonna hate watch it and then hate. You cannot watch it. Poppycock.
No, I can't. I have to.
He about to start coming out with the Christian old thing. Don't close your eyes. Dun, 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 dun.
You gonna perform it live with Fozzy and then on the Jericho Cruise.
Don't give him ideas.
Got it. He already booked it.
See you at the Jericho Cruise, Philip. I'll see you there too.
Don't
Reg.
close your eyes.
Followed up by, what have I become?
Disconnect the mics. Pull them out. That's all those the humpers.
That's all of our humper chats.
All right. Bianca Leia says, if Reg were wants short, fire, wrestling anime, Tiger Mask, W featuring the New Japan roster versus the evil Western WWE type promotion. And if you like comedy, Konosuba.
Yeah, no, I see clips from that Tiger Mask W anime all the time.
I've seen a couple of they have like a show channel on like Tubi or Pluto, one of those wrestling channels that shows that randomly. It's pretty good. Van Twinblade says, Red, you like old 80s and 90s ultra violence? Watch Black Lagoon. No typical anime BS. Only 29 eps over 3 seasons. Groups is led by a black man whose appearance is based on Ving Rhames.
I don't trust Japan to do black people. I watched a lot of animes, and to quote that meme, be the black person Japan thinks you are. And
Does that character choke out a Tyrese type character? That's all I really want to hear.
Yeah. Shut up.
Does he choke out Jody? Hey, what's over there? Says, give me Billy and Athena versus Saraya and Cameron at All In.
I'll take it.
And if AEW is serious about rebuilding their tag division, go sign Grizzled Young Vets, West Coast Wrecking Crew, and Chris Bay and Ace Austin. I think Grizzled Young Vets are as closer than any of those other teams. I know they've been in talks. I don't know what.
Yeah, I think Grizzled Young Vets is happening, but we'll see. Seems like Chris Bay has been telling y'all like, hey, I want to go and wrestle over there on NXT with those other guys. Look what those guys are doing. I want to do that.
Yep. I think Chris Bay. This is just me speculating. I don't know this man from a can of paint, but I do follow a lot of wrestlers on social media. He's kind of been hinting he want to do a solo thing for a minute.
Yeah, but also he's been like, look, we're the best tag team in the world. Hey, man, y'all got tag team wrestling over there, huh?
Yeah.
Like, I kind of want to do that.
They've beat everyone in TNA quite literally.
Like, we should be over there doing that. Then Tenruza says, need to see artists at AEW All In, Stormzy, people like that. Chaka Khan to perform for Swerve at Wembley. Who do you want to see perform at All In? I want to hear Chaka Khan, but I don't want to see her perform.
Her Tiny Desk was really good.
So. Well, yeah, but not at the wrestling show.
She's not coming to no wrestling show though. She wasn't a fan of Kanye using her music. She not
like, I love Chaka Khan, but she's not about to pull up at All In.
Cardi B.
Who do I want to see perform at All In?
Any British rappers, bruv?
Yeah.
Get some British drill rap out there.
Man's down.
Whatever happened to Lady Leisure?
Who was that?
Oh, that's the girl who did the Queen's rap. That was a long time ago. It was like 10 years ago, I think. I'm lost. I'm lost.
I don't know that. Me. I'll perform it All In. Give me the mic.
Period. He already got a song. Period.
Give it
Hey, what's over there? Says maybe Braun Breaker and Uncle Howdy.
I think you're talking about the New Japan crossover when we were talking about it.
I think he's talking about the John Cena thing. And actually, I didn't even think about the Uncle Howdy thing. That does make sense because Bray had all of the stuff with Cena at one point, so it does make sense for him to interact with Howdy.
That makes sense, yeah.
Tenruza says, Cena with the 2 iconic themes. They corny but great. Need Bumpy Knuckles and the trademark to do a retirement album with him. Need a new Aggression album. I don't think.
Remember when he did that big Babe Ruth entrance at WrestleMania, and he came out with his old Thugnomics interview. I mean, not interview, but music. I was sitting there like, okay, word life.
You don't want to feel him?
You can't feel him. Sean Martin says, I'm going to pretend that you were aware of Castor's dad's passing away in February, and this hating on Max is with that knowledge. I'm going to pretend that you knew Max mustache is the same as his dad's when he was in the NFL. Max Castor, thanks for responding to that. We weren't hating on your dad. I don't know how you got that out of anything.
I'm going to go ahead and say we were talking about
would it just dad have to do with anything? Or talking about wrestling characters on a wrestling show?
I think it's important to not get confused with the character and the person. I think that is very important. I think
I wasn't talking about nothing about his dad. I'm talking about the guy that's on the show.
Of course. I made jokes about the mustache. I did too. That part. I did not know that part about he was doing it for his dad as a tribute to his dad. But if he is, that's great. I did not know that part.
I will go ahead and say whenever I talk about a wrestler, I think I make it very clear that I'm talking about the character. not the human.
That's it. I'm not talking about any real people. Sean
mean-
Martin also says people given in different ways and maybe grieve in different ways, and Max is struggling. Yeah, I understand. I'm not talking about any.
We're not talking about him.
No, we're not talking about his grievance.
Rapping Max Caster, the guy that raps as part of the Acclaim. That's all I'm talking about.
Didn't I also like give Max credit of being a better rapper than the other dude? And I don't. Us getting jokes off is us getting jokes off. Again,
I'm not talking about it.
It's
not grieving. None of that.
Yeah, none of this is personal with Max. I was getting jokes off. I legitimately did not know that part about the mustache, and if that's why he's doing it, that's great.
Yeah. And like, if we knew, we wouldn't do. Sean, thanks for submitting your super chats. I appreciate it.
We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you for educating us. We truly appreciate you.
Vasco says, I love the layers to this Tony Mariah story. Let's fucking go.
Period. Like an onion. Fucking Shrek.
Oh, God.
LaRon Ford says, given the Mariah turn on Tony, will this be the feature match at All In and put in a premium spot on the card, maybe a co-main event? Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty high up there.
Yeah, I don't see it opening the show. I think there's a good match to open the show. Maybe
I can honestly see maybe your boy Ospreay opening the show.
I was gonna say that. I'm like, but you gonna put Will Ospreay first? Yeah, he's not in a title match.
I can see it. I mean, but that's really great that you have two big women's matches going into the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Arduit says, happy Grapsody Day, y'all. I recognize I'm being a pedantic as fuck, but on the AEW versus WWE women on Ask Graps, you can't count Becky. She's not there.
Oh,
I mean,
she's a WWE superstar though, but I feel what you're saying.
Semantics.
She just ain't signed. She looking at the contract like, man, fuck
right. The contract is right there though. Like, it's there. Leonard Hearns III says Trick Williams was a transitional champion. Ray was transitional. Y'all think it really aimed this energy at promotion? That's triggering. Yeah, I mean, if we're talking transitional, I'd say Trick was. If we're like,
I mean, isn't it a bit ironic? It's a bit ironic that people thought that the new guy that signed was going to come in and beat Swerve straight away, and the new guy came and signed over there and went straight to beating Trick Williams. It's a bit ironic.
Wow. Isn't it ironic?
Don't you think?
It's a bit ironic.
Hey, what's over there says, I plan on going to see Swerve versus Amazing Red Hog. Are you going to that, Krista?
Oh, I always go to every Hog show. You can see my purple. I'm yelling, yo, bro. Hog is so good. Hog is so good.
Shout out to House of Glory, the homies. You guys think Hangman shows up and crashing out? And I think that Wrestle Dream will be Darby versus Swerve, more likely.
I don't know if Hangman shows up to House of Glory, I'm critting my pants.
Yeah, that's a good question though. If Brian does win, who do you think is possibly gonna beat Brian?
Swerve, I want my lick back.
Darby doesn't sound like the worst idea.
Darby makes a lot of sense.
You know, Hangman could also be the one coming off of this loss and stuff too.
Yeah, my long shot story of Dan coming back and beating him makes a lot of sense.
That's a long shot.
It's not happening at all.
Why, when you said Dan, my mind was like, Danhausen?
Danhausen be the one to beat Brian.
Bro, I would sell AEW. It doesn't matter.
Nah, they would come and burn AEW down if that happened.
I think you would get a legit pop out of that. People are like, you know what? This is AEW.
Are you serious? Nah, they burn the whole thing down.
I'd pop for Danhausen being
They throw Tony Khan in jail. Van Twinblade says, breaking news, Dr. Ruth has passed.
Yeah, I saw that this morning.
That's horrible.
Rest in peace to Dr. Ruth. And then our last chat
also, rest in peace to Shelley Duvall, passed away.
Oh, yeah. Rest in peace to Shelley Duvall.
Well, this week, right? That was Thursday?
Mm-hmm. That was Thursday when we did Ask Grapsody.
Yeah.
And then our last super chat of the day is from our friend Van Twinblade. He says, Dizzy Rascal and Swerve perform at All In. I mean, Swerve, they are doing a performance. Fozzy, Swerve, and Flash Garments, I think the night before in London. So
when you said that, all I could think of is one of these things is not like the other.
Nah, the idea of Jericho like jumping next to him doing the top rope.
Jericho, you want to get over? Swerve when you drive this.
Hey, do it, Jericho. I like the learning tree.
Hi guys, I'm here to swerve. Do you know if you swerve and you drive, you're going too fast?
See?
Oh God. That's all our super chats.
That's everything.
There's one more. That's you read.
We
that
have one more humper chat, I believe.
Long ass pod.
From Tony P says, "Damn, I just got off work and y'all still on. Also, did we talk about Conan's dumbass yet? Because I am sure y'all dug into them weird Hangman fans being mad. I hate to take a fan off the ledge. I hate to take a fan off the ledge in one of Reg's tweets. No, I didn't talk about Conan, and I have no interest.
No interest.
About Conan.
I don't even know what happened. So
Conan O'Brien.
I know what Conan think he's talking about. Yeah,
or Conan the wrestler.
No. Conan was talking some shit about Tony Khan and saying.
Yeah, he said he got mad at him for calling one of the wrestlers some chick, which is like, yeah, she has a name. Like,
like why are you doing that? Conan's just being weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
I mean, old men who used to wrestle yelling at other men who wrestle. Classic story.
But yeah, as always, man, appreciate you guys for hanging with us for almost 4 hours. I can't believe there are so many people still in the stream listening to us.
Unbelievable. It kept going up.
Appreciate all of your humper chats, all of your super chats. Appreciate Cresta for pulling up as usual. You got Collision tonight with
yes, sir.
The same squad, Iridian.
No, it's gonna be me and Iridian. Listen, I know Phil and Reg get mad when I don't invite them, but if y'all want to come down to Collision tonight, we could watch.
We do not get mad when you don't invite us. That's
okay. All right, guys, it's been real. I'm going to hell now. Now I got the Collision show tonight. It's just gonna be myself and Iridian, the 2-girl power trip. At this point, I love you, Rick.
Bow.
We're gonna use you as the logo, and we're gonna put you in the fire every time.
That's the logo.
Bow.
Every time a fan's like, we're sick of y'all. You yell at Rick.
You see that? Guy's calling me because he's probably like, you guys are still podcasting?
He's like, hey, get the fuck off the air.
We're out.
But yeah, this has been Grapsody, as always. Appreciate you guys. I'm Phil Lindsey. Righteous Reg. Press the star. We are out of here.